We do have a question here on the mobile app. Did Steve Smith explain what areas are in the district? We did, but in case you missed it, it's Poland, Norway, Russia, Deerfield, and Ohio.
Right. You got it. Good job.
Which is a very large...
It is a large area.
Large area.
It really is a large area.
Davey, is this on topic? No. Okay. All right. Anything else you want to add?
I just want to say thank you to the 870 people who came out and exercised their right to vote and gave us the support we need to move forward with our business, and we're going to do the things I said. We're going to stand up a new department and do the right thing.
Have you ever thought of bringing an independent mediator in?
So, yes, and that has been contemplated to try to get away from some of this legal wrangling. Everybody knows when you get in the courts, it gets really ugly, and it's also very costly. So we have looked at that. We've looked at some professional assistance in other ways, and we will continue to do that.
Because sometimes you have that independent person that can say, okay, you got to give a little bit, you got to give a little bit. If you really, truly want some sort of an end to this, this is your fastest way to get there. The other part is, as you can tell, I spent a lot of time earlier in my life in family court. The judges will always tell you, the family court judge will always tell you, it's better for you if the two of you cut a deal than to make me decide.
Agreed.
So
Agreed. Absolutely.
Maybe after this vote, there can be some progress.
Cooler heads need to prevail.
I agree.
Please keep us posted. We want to have you back as this progresses.
And I thank you for giving me the opportunity to continue to educate people about what's going on.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We do appreciate it. Steve Smith.
Okay.
All right, quick break, and then a bunch more to get to as we wrap it up this morning here at WIBX.
We've always believed it was no coincidence. After talking about restaurants, a new car, or perhaps booking an airline reservation, your phone is suddenly flooded with ads for products you were just talking about. So were they listening to everything that you said? I'm Kim Commando with Improve Life. I created GLP-1 support to manage cravings, support metabolism, and keep my blood sugar on track. Use what I do. Find out more at improvelife.com/Kim. Okay, it was not your imagination or coincidence. Yes, they were and probably are still listening. Both Google and Apple listened and recorded millions of customers' conversations, and they've been doing this since 2014. Was it illegal? You bet. After a class action lawsuit was filed, Apple's settling for $163 million. Google settled for $95 million. Apple's worth more than $4 trillion. Google, $3.25 trillion. So do you think this really taught them a lesson? Meta's new Ray-Ban glasses are about to identify you, your job, and your last social media posts. Find out more at getkim.com. It's hard to believe, but summer is literally right around the corner. And if you're thinking about what you're going to look like in that swimsuit, you're not alone. Here's the thing. You do not need to starve yourself. And you don't need some crazy workout routine that you're going to quit in, say, 2 weeks. You need actual, real support that works with your body. That's why I need to tell you about GLP-1 support from ImproveLife.com. It helps with appetite control. So this way you're not fighting cravings all day. And it supports your metabolism. So this way your body can do what it's supposed to do. And the best part, it's in stock right now. There's no wait list, no back orders, just results. Hey, summer bodies are not made in June. They're made right now. Get going. Head to improvelife.com/Kim and get up to 30% off. That's improvelife.com/Kim, because feeling good in your own skin never goes out of season. improvelife.com/Kim.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose.
Friday means another 50-50 Friday. This week, score a $50 e-voucher to Pizza Boys in New York Mills for just $25 exclusively through this station's website. For the best New York-style pizza in the Utica area, head to Pizza Boys, a full-service pizzeria known for hot, cheesy, hand-tossed pies made fresh and served right. Go with a specialty pie, stick with a classic favorite, or build your own masterpiece just the way you like it. And it's not just pizza. Pizza Boys also serves up paninis, fresh salads, calzones, and overstuffed subs. Craving wings? Choose from more than 11 flavors and find your new favorite. Whether it's lunch, dinner, or game day, Pizza Boys delivers big flavor every time. To save on something delicious, head to this station's website this Friday morning, click on 50-50 Friday link, and grab your $50 Pizza Boys e-voucher for just $25 while they last.
Whitesboro Central School District is looking for bus drivers to join their team. Whitesboro is a leading school system in central New York. With 7 schools, 3,100 students, and holding a 92% graduation rate, you can help drive our students' success. When you drive for Whitesboro, you get great benefits, a flexible schedule, and summers off. Perfect for retirees with extra time. Help drive our future leaders with Whitesboro Central School Transportation. Call Andy at 315-768-9740 or stop by the garage, 20 Wood Road, Whitesboro.
With great savings rates and debt solutions to help you refocus your finances, the new year is full of possibility with AmeriQ Credit Union. Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate past debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Possibility starts here with AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Well, good morning. It's been an interesting week for me, probably for everybody here anyway. And it does look like we're getting a little bit of snow here this morning. That's the latest I'm hearing. And it's Thursday. Wow, it seems like this week has just flown. It's already Thursday.
For sure.
Can't
it's
even
the first
believe
day. They go by quick.
It is. Yeah, they really do. Okay, we have a lot to get to today. Jared Pearl is running for Sheriff Mayshel's position. Sheriff Mayshel is running for his position, so we have an interesting race there. Jared Pearl is on the air later on this morning. There are viruses that are going around. It's always nice when you get something that really knocks you out, and you find it's not the flu, it's not RSV, it's not COVID, but it's something, but we just don't know what it is. So we're feeling like you're going to improve. And yesterday was dramatic in that. By afternoon, I felt much better.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot of stuff going around right now.
We were just talking about a few things that have happened while I was out. Molinaro announcing that he's leaving the Trump administration, and he's been the one I've been saying, watch out for Elise Stefanik's seat. So he's down in the southern tier in the district currently held by Josh Riley. However, as we know with Claudia Tenney, you don't have to live in the district to run in the district. So I really felt like he would be somebody that was the one who may come in the end for Republicans when it comes to the Elise Stefanik seat. But no, it is the oddest thing. And Davey, we got to get him. Molinaro is leaving now remember, he was a New York State senator. He was an assemblyman, then moved up to New York State senator, and then ran for, was it governor? I think he ran for governor.
Yes, he did.
And so he's not running for governor. Speaking of Blakeman, we have him on tomorrow. He's not running for governor. He says he's running for the assembly.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
102nd seat, it says.
Yeah, which it would be down in his area, down there. But running for the assembly, that really that kind of surprises me. I always thought he'd be the dark horse that would come in at the last minute in this congressional race. Right now, the leading Republican, I would say, is Robert Smullen, who is running there, and there will be a primary coming up. Boy, let me just tell you, these commercials are just going to start unleashing. They're already starting. You're already starting to see some
online, right?
Yeah, but you're going to see them begin to unleash pretty soon, I think. I would assume.
We've talked about the Molinaro one, right? Molinaro, the Smullen one, where he curses.
Yeah.
We never played that, but I think we talked about. I don't know if we can, but
well, We
the official
did play it.
TV ad was.
That was an ad they only played on YouTube,
Okay.
and it's comments that what's his name, the sticker mule said about calling Smolin a coward and etc. And using the F word, and they played those comments back in the ad, and they didn't beep out the word,
Right.
at least in the YouTube ad. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about.
Yes, absolutely. It seems a little out of character for him. He doesn't seem like the cursing type, or to put that in a commercial. And certainly it's not him saying it, it's his opponent. But it is, I think it falls under the line of a bold commercial.
I think so, too. Anyway, and then, of course, you have running for Stefanik's seat, Jen DeBean, who is and there are some others, but I think these are your leaders right now. Jen DeBean is the Democrat who would be considered, I would think, a moderate to conservative Democrat who is a farmer in the North Country, and it is very well liked. So I do think this could very well, despite Republican majority in the district. However, there are a lot of blanks and a lot of independents that would really probably sway everything. I think this is going to be an interesting race for Elise Stefanik's seat, and you can imagine a lot of money will be put into that. And of course, you'll have the race with in the 22nd congressional with Mannion as well. So there's a lot happening. Not to mention, you have seats that are up. Brian Miller rerunning for his seat in the Assembly. This big race, very big race for Marianne Buttonshawn's seat. She's decided not to run, and there's an interesting one. What else is happening?
Griffo's getting challenged this year.
Griffo has a challenger, a young challenger. So I find it to be all very, very interesting. This is going to be an interesting time. Roger wants to comment on the sheriff's race. Hi, Roger. You're on the.
I hope you're feeling better, Bill.
I am feeling better. Thank you.
Good. I just want to say I don't think sheriff. I think it should stay with the way it is. I don't believe a trooper could handle it as good as he's handling it. And here's why: we had a trooper running New York at PD at one time, and I'm telling you, it was hectic down there.
Oh, right.
The mentality of the state police doesn't seem to coincide too good local people.
Well, I think he is we'll find out more today, but I believe he is a New York State Police trainer.
Well, now he is, but maybe initially he wasn't.
Yeah.
Initially, he probably.
Right.
I mean, their mentality is write tickets and, have no mercy. I mean, I like a little more realistic type of guy running the system. I just think Rob is a little more realistic down to earth, as I think his advantage it would be. I know the other guy's going to bring up the jail problem with all the people that are.
Well, that's
probably a good point.
Yeah,
that's a good point, but that ain't going to be the only point as far as I think he should run.
So it's interesting too, because this comes at a time when Maciel won in his last election, won by an enormous 80-20 margin, and actually garnered more conservative votes. So you had a lot of Republicans voting for him, more conservative votes than anyone ever has in a race in Oneida County. So that'll all be quite interesting. With I feel like a valid challenge in
it's a
Jared
good challenge, I think.
Yeah.
It's a very good challenge, probably the best I've seen. But it's just that you're like a realistic guy, I think, to run your sheriff department, because a lot of people like that, and I think that's an advantage to anybody that's running in politics in general.
All right, Roger, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good to be back.
Thank you.
All right, thanks. Let me go to Tanya J. Powers, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, taking the stand in this whole social media addiction case. A lot of it having to do with kids and Instagram. I don't know the kids. When you say to a kid, "You're what are you?" If I search for you on Facebook, how do I find you?
Oh yeah, they don't say it that way.
No,
it doesn't take them 8 words to blurt it out.
They laugh at you and say, "I'm not on Facebook." However, Instagram, which is owned by Facebook, they are on. And Tanya, good morning.
Good morning.
I don't know if that makes any sense, but I've been laughed at. It's like, Dad, we don't do Facebook.
Yeah,
that's for old women. I don't know.
Yeah. They don't. They're not. They haven't. The cool kids haven't been on Facebook for quite some time.
It's been a few years. Yeah.
It's been a while. I think the notion when like their parents and grandparents started getting on it, they were like, well, that means it's we're good here, we're done.
And I think they loved it when it was a college campus platform, which is really how it started. That was very appealing. But then all of a sudden, Grandma got on, and it's like, okay, everybody can see. And then the last thing a kid wants to do is not friend their grandmother or their mother or father. What are you hiding? Why are you hiding me? Why are you keeping me off your page?
From a coolness standpoint, there I would imagine are countless times where somebody who was still in the age where they thought being cool was something gets tagged in a Facebook message from grandma that says, "Oh, hey, sweetie, how are you?"
Yeah.
And they're, they think they're all tough and smart at 19, and then grandma comes on and starts tagging them in baby photos.
It's kind of like, Tanya, and I'll let you go here. It's kind of like the time when I was in 7th grade, and you're just you're working for some sort of credibility, and I'm wrestling in the park next to the high school. My grandmother was waiting for my uncle, who was still in high school at the time, to get out of school. She thought it was a fight. She gets out of the car. She was French-Canadian, and she said, "You get your GD, hands off my grandson."
Oh, boy.
And from there on, my credibility, Tanya, was destroyed. And that's
I don't know, but hers is pretty good.
Yeah,
I mean,
she was good.
Good point.
She at 4'9", 4'10", she kicked some tail, let me tell you. So, all right. Obviously, though, this yesterday had a lot of very horrific testimony from parents.
This was the testimony from Mark Zuckerberg. That was one of the things that was really kind of had been highly anticipated. This case has been kind of called a bellwether because the outcome of this could have an effect on the probably thousands of cases that are either in the works or have been discussed. That kind of stuff. I mean, Meta is also being sued, I think, in New Mexico as in another trial that I think started last week. This all gets down to social media addiction. The plaintiff in the case says that starting on social media when she was just 10 years old, she says the platforms, the dopamine releases they engender, the user-specific tech, it took a toll on her over time. She became deeply depressed. She had suicidal tendencies. This is, of course, not the only person that we've ever heard a story like this from.
Right. Yeah.
There was a lot of back and forth with Zuckerberg. He pushed back pretty hard over some claims that social media platforms like Instagram are trying to hook and potentially harm users through their carefully curated algorithms, their other engineering, things like that. This was some pretty interesting testimony.
I thought I thought the worst piece of testimony that he gave yesterday was a clip that I saw on the news where they were charging, of course, that your algorithm trains these kids to want more and more. And his answer to that was, we don't do that anymore. So and I guess out in previous testimony it came out, but I'm not sure I would want to word it that way. So basically you're saying, yeah, we were trying to hook your kids and we knew what we were doing, and now we don't do that anymore. We're a kinder, more gentle Instagram. I'm not sure that was good testimony.
No, I mean, he is not known for being a great testifier, quite honestly. And this is the first time that he's been before a jury. He has been, obviously, he's spoken in congressional hearings, which he usually gets just completely roasted for because he comes off as robotic and as, kind of unfeeling about some of this stuff in congressional testimony in the past. It has not been a great look. And that is one of the things I think a lot of people were looking for here. Was it going to be the same thing? Was he going to appear any more? What kind of attitude was he going to take? He seemed pretty defiant. To the plaintiff's attorney that had asserted basically that Instagram and these other platforms are designed to be addictive.
Yeah.
And don't really give any protection to young people, even though they have Instagram Kids and Facebook Kids and things like that in the past, where they say, well, we're we're trying to be better as far as, what kids see in the algorithm and that kind of thing. But yeah, he was pretty defiant when he pushed back on some of this stuff. He said, "I'm focused on building a community that is sustainable." Mm-hmm. He said, if you do something that's not good for people, maybe they'll spend more time short term. He was talking about Instagram. He said, but if they're not happy with it, they're not going to use it over time. He said, I'm not trying to maximize the amount of time people spend every month. But like you said, there have already been, other testimony, other congressional hearings, books written by people who were there from the ground up in Facebook, and how the platform was designed to get people to spend more time on it. I mean, there's been a lot of other things that have come out that have basically refuted pretty much what he has said here.
The only thing that I kind of struggle with a little bit, and listen, it's these were men and women testifying, many women testifying, that their daughters or sons were caught up in whether it be body shaming or whatever, to the point where they became depressed and in some cases committed suicide. That is horrific. However, I mean, we knew back then, don't give your kid a cell phone and send them to bed where they could surf the web or whatever aimlessly on their own without any supervision. And I think that happened to a lot of 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds.
I think the other thing to remember about that is, even if your kid doesn't have a phone, guess what? His friends do.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not like there's no chance that they're ever going to, if you keep a cell phone out of their hands and you've got the, computer in the family room and everybody's, where everybody can see, those are steps that, you could take. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That might, help some of that. But you can't monitor them every second of the day that they're out of the house. And you don't, there's no way you can't keep the world from intruding in that way. And I say that as a parent of two girls who were, in the middle of all the cell phone hubbub. That was what, I had to deal with the same thing. So it is one of those things that it's a difficult question, and this case will absolutely make a huge difference depending on, what the verdict is in this.
A couple of quick comments, Tanya, for you. I can't believe Tanya just told me that Facebook is not popular with the kids. Next thing you're going to tell me MySpace is old-fashioned.
Oh, honey, I have news for you. No, it's for Friendster is coming back. That's what I hear.
Perfect.
That's what we're trying to get Friendster back in the cool things. Yeah,
I love it. All right, Tanya, good stuff as always. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Sure, thank you.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News Radio. Also says Zuckerberg has always struck me as being the first AI human.
That's exactly what I was going to say. When she said he comes across as robotic, I was going to say AI.
It's like a robot.
And he has those eyes where they almost look like they're not going to blink.
Lots of human-like characteristics, but not quite there as a human. So take it for what it is. Lance, I don't know, is this yesterday or is this? Yeah, it was yesterday. Quit being so sensitive.
Oh, I think that was to Davey.
Okay, Davey, stop being so. Were you mad at Lance yesterday? Okay, we'll talk about that. Quickly before I break, here is Mr. Ravitsky. Good morning, Steph.
Well, welcome back, Bill.
I'm sorry I didn't take your 13, 14 phone calls, but I just didn't feel well enough to take your call, Stefan. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Last week I was a little under the weather. I had a bout of pneumonia last week.
You did. I heard that. Man, that can be very dangerous. You have to be very careful with that. So.
Yeah.
And you're better. You're good.
I'm on the mend now. I'm taking antibiotics.
Nice.
And
okay.
Getting better day by day.
All right. And your foot is getting better as well, right?
Yes, it is. I don't have to wear that walking boot because the boot was made for walking.
The boot was made for walking, but you don't have to walk with that boot anymore, right? Or do you?
Right.
So it's
no,
off.
I don't.
Okay. Yep. All right. Well, that's that's a good thing, I guess I would say.
And Saturday is the start of spring training games for the Mets and hopefully the Yankees.
That is true, and I think Friday, actually, everybody gets going Friday, right? Some get going Friday. But the Mets and Yankees, I think, play at some point later this week. I believe they play each other later this week. So that'll be good. Okay, Stefan.
And the Mets have a whole new team, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah. And a lot of jerseys to buy, Stefan. A lot of T-shirts and jerseys
I'm going to ask you, what are your thoughts on that? It really is a whole new it's a whole new ball game here.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting at the time when we talked about all the departures was, I feel like Cohen, his business style or strategy, look, we tried this a couple times. These parts aren't working. We're going to replace the parts. The other thing I found interesting was he talked about this week was that as long as he's here, the Mets won't have a captain. I don't know if you saw any of those comments. It was kind of interesting because, I think to some extent Pete Alonso had that role. So I don't know if that was a parting shot at Alonso. It would seem odd to me if it was. But he was saying we don't have a captain, or maybe that was another way of saying it's an organic thing, so I don't crown a captain. The clubhouse picks it. But it was kind of interesting. So, yeah, a lot of new parts. Excited about Bo Bichette.
Let's see where
Polanco over at first to replace.
For me to finally, after all of these years, come out and say, I don't know if this is the year. I hope it is, but I'm not going that far.
Well, and I've heard people talking about this. They must have some new statistic out that baseball, when it comes to playoffs, of all the major sports, is the most random outcomes.
Yeah.
Because there's some.
It's when you don't think,
Yeah.
It's when you don't think the Patriots are going to make it to the Super Bowl, they do.
Well, and even like specifically in baseball, I mean, you see this all the time. The best teams lose 70 games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, the Mets are great. Of all the money that was invested and all the talent, look at where that went. All right, Stefan, have a wonderful day. Thanks, man.
Bye, guys.
Hello. This is Stefan. The other day, I was boarding a bus and I slipped on the sidewalk by the busy corner. I broke my ankle and now I have to wear a walking boot. This is my message to Mayor Galimi.
Yeah, I believe that walking boot was just taken off. Pretty wild. Here's Stefan.
Keep saying you made Utica better. Something Mayor Galimi you promised to do. Well, I was walking on the busy corner sidewalk. I slipped on the ice and split my ankle in two. This ankle boot's made for walking, and that's just what I'll do. One of these days, this boot is gonna walk all over you. Yeah, can you say lawsuit? Well, hello, Bill. You keep saying the sidewalks are salted. I'm on the ground and I'm saying that ain't true. You said raising taxes would make us safer. Now I'm held up in my apartment, nothing to do. This ankle boot's made for walking. I might have to sue. Or maybe I'll limp to City Hall. Stick this boot right up your tush.
That was tush, by the way.
Are you ready, Mr. Mayor?
It worked, though. I think it kind of worked.
I'm going to start limping.
Oh, boy.
Here I come. Yeah, can you say lawsuit?
Well, that's his...
Hello, Bill.
That's Stefan's...
This is Stefan signing off.
Stefan's boot story. But ask you as a quick update on the news here right now.
We have mostly cloudy skies, and we are at 29 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 6:49. Police in the UK are conducting a raid on the home of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the former Prince Andrew, member of the British royal family, has been taken into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. It all comes as an investigation has been opened into whether Andrew shared sensitive information with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein when he was a UK trade envoy. Blizzard conditions in California's remote Sierra Nevada backcountry are hindering the recovery of 8 skiers who were buried in an avalanche of snow. That avalanche occurred on Tuesday near Lake Tahoe, is now the deadliest in California's history. 6 members of the ski team survived, but another skier remains missing and is now presumed dead. The U.S. military buildup is underway in the Middle East for possible strikes on Iran. NBC News says the buildup includes warships, air defenses, and submarines in case President Trump decides on a military strike. A senior administration official said Wednesday that no final decision had been made on possible military action. And Team USA took home more medals at the Winter Games on Wednesday. Jake Cantor took the bronze in men's snowboarding. In the slopestyle final, the men's cross-country skiing team captured silver after finishing second in the free final. And let's see, Team USA hockey, I think, plays later today.
I think it's the men and women today, Davey, playing for gold. Just
No.
men.
The women are playing today at 1:10 against Canada
gold,
on
yes.
USA. The men play Friday at 3 o'clock against Slovakia.
Okay, so it's not Canada.
No,
I thought the men...
because if they do, they would meet in the gold medal.
Okay. Listen, am I correct when... Because a lot of these... I believe these players on the women's team
Are the ones that were in Utica.
were here playing in Utica, and the same thing from the Canadian team.
Great.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. The U.S. won the first game
5-0.
when they were here, though.
Oh, yeah.
I think when they were here, I got to go back and look at it, and then lost a heartbreaker to Canada
I think you're
in the
correct.
final.
I think you're
So
correct.
now in this game, they
won.
blew out Canada 5-0.
Yep, you are right.
So this is going to be a big game. I'm assuming it'll be live today during the day.
Yeah, 1:10 USA.
Okay, 1:10. What are you chanting or? Oh, the network USA. Okay.
Great hockey game yesterday for the U.S. men against Sweden.
Yeah, they were out.
They were up
They were
1-0.
done.
And Sweden scored with like a minute 39 seconds left.
Minute 39 left. Now they're tied. They would have gone to overtime.
And then they did 3-on-3.
And the U.S. scored.
Yeah, Quinn Hughes scored against Jacob Markstrom, who's the New Jersey Devils goalie who played in Utica for quite a while.
And how about all this controversy over curling, where the Canadians, clearly you can see on the picture, he really put his index finger on the stone.
I didn't see this.
Yeah,
I
mean, it literally touches the stone. And that's what everybody was all up in arms over. And I believe it's happened twice during these games with another team as well. So, I don't know.
So, do you remember it was called the Four Nations Face-Off? This was almost a year ago to the day. But USA and Canada were both involved, and the game started with like 4 or 5 fights. Literally, the puck dropped to start the game. It was a fight.
The men.
Yes.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the women starting the game that way today?
Well, it's heated. This rivalry is a heated rivalry. So, and the U.S. women embarrassed the Canadian women in the round robin. So we'll see what happens.
Wish them the best of luck. Okay, here's your forecast.
Mostly clouds, 36 is where we're headed today. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 30. Now, Friday, some rain, freezing rain, that wintry mix, maybe some snow and sleet up until about 1 p.m., and then rain after that, high 37. Rain Friday night, some rain and snow also later. Chance for snow Saturday. Jeff Eno at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
We have mostly cloudy skies, Bill, and we are at 28 degrees.
So River Hills Properties, I want to say, continues to invest in upstate New York. They have a new office that's coming soon to the city of Rome. And, the River Hills Way is unique. It's all about service. It's about really adding a team to your real estate needs, whether you're buying or you're selling a property, especially. Having a team to help you, your listing agent, and others to assist is enormous. Having that knowledge that comes from people like Robin Monjo is enormous. And to be able to make sure everything is perfect. Nothing will ever be perfect, but to make sure it's as close as possible to perfect helps in the sale process. It speeds it up. It just makes things go smoothly. And when you have someone on your side working for you, that makes all the difference in the world. That's full service. Whether it's the book, which is really a manual for the home, everything from warranty to installs, improvements, when did the roof go on, the receipts are there. Everything is right there. That's the book. Every property sold gets a book. And, of course, speaking of booked showings, your listing agent is there every time the house is shown. No lockbox. They have offices in Barneveld, Little Falls, in Utica, Copenhagen, in Newport, and coming soon to Rome. And I don't know about anybody else, if this year for me, and certainly for my wife, if there's ever been a year where we're like, I could see not being here in the winter and just being here in the summer, this has been that winter, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
And to know that same service, the listing agents, the same service, the River Hills luxury service is there on the Gulf Coast of Florida in Sarasota. Sarasota, Naples, Marco Island. Our own Andrew Dominio, Robin Monjo, and others service that area. You get the best service. So from here to down there, from there to up here, or whatever you're looking for, River Hills has you covered. Nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. RHP, River Hills Properties, 315-896-1009.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
Hurt in a car? Call William Attar. 315-444-4444.
If your loved one is battling addiction, you should know there is hope. Through the Good News Foundation's PAL group, you will find confidentiality, respect, acceptance, and support. Learn about healthy relationships, enabling, and other important concepts to work toward healing. Go to the Good News Foundation's website and join the PAL group. When someone you love has an addiction, there is hope. Good News Foundation, sharing faith, offering hope, and serving others.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
According to Punxsutawney Phil, winter is here to stay. Here in Central New York, we just never know what to expect. Bobcat equipment can keep you working through whatever Mother Nature sends our way. Bobcat machines, including skid steer loaders, track loaders, and excavators, are fast, maneuverable, and deliver plenty of traction for working in deep snow or mud. In all kinds of weather, Bobcat machines deliver low ground disturbance, excellent traction, impressive pushing power, and a smooth ride for all-day working comfort. So whether it's snow or mud that won't quit, you won't have to quit either thanks to Bobcat. Push it to the limit with Bobcat machines and attachments from Warner Sales and Service. If you haven't been to see them, take a ride today. They're easy to find and anxious to meet you just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona on the Greenway New London Road.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now at your local GNC.
Hey, right now at Steve Ponte Mazda, they're winding down the New Year New Mazda sales event, and they have 75 brand new 2025 Mazda CX-5s in stock right now, and great deals with 1.9% APR financing. See the dealership for details. As Rick says, let's make your deal on a new Mazda, Steve Ponte Mazda.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 From the WB Tain Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
A royal arrest in Britain. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. A former prince stripped of his title after being implicated in Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking of underage girls is now in police custody.
On his 66th birthday, Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in a public office. Emails suggest the King's brother may have passed the convicted sex offender documents while working as a UK trade envoy. Andrew was moved by King Charles to the Sandringham estate in Norfolk earlier this year. Searches are now taking place with the former Duke of York in custody. Andrew denies wrongdoing.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. In South Korea, former President Yoon Suk-yeol ousted, then impeached over a declaration of martial law in 2024 to crack down on his opponents, has been sentenced to life in prison. Now to Tucson, Arizona.
It is day 19 since Nancy Guthrie was taken from her Tucson home just 60 miles north of the U.S.-Mexico border. And we're now told that FBI investigators have been in contact with Mexican authorities. And while we're told this is standard operating procedure in cases so close to the border, it does speak to the wide net cast in this investigation.
Fox's Brian Yanis. A reward for info leading to an arrest in the Guthrie disappearance is now up to $200,000. One skier remains missing in California but presumed dead in the deadliest avalanche in the U.S. in 45 years. 8 others killed, 6 rescued.
An avalanche warning went into effect Tuesday morning as the group of 4 guides and 11 skiers were finishing up a 3-day skiing expedition near Castle Peak, a popular backcountry ski area near the city of Truckee in Lake Tahoe. As the group was leaving, police say one of the skiers yelled avalanche and it all came tumbling down.
That's Fox's Claudia Cowan. President Trump chairs a meeting of his Board of Peace today. He and member countries will focus on Gaza rebuilding after the ceasefire that stopped Israel's war on Hamas. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive Commercial presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, your favorite sassy diner server. Sure, her eyes might say, I don't have all day. But deep down, you know that extra pancake on your plate says, I dislike you less than most people. Thanks, hero. What else can keep truckers going? Progressive Truck Insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to terms and limits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
Well, the day before that high-profile arrest in Britain of the former Prince Andrew in a case stemming from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation, a billionaire was questioned by the House Oversight Committee in their Epstein probe.
We're here because we want to talk to anyone that has information about Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's crime, abuse, and trafficking of women and girls.
That's Democratic Congressman Robert Garcia. They went to Ohio to depose Les Wexner, the former CEO of L Brands, which owns Victoria's Secret. He's been named in more than 1,000 times in the Epstein files that have been made public, and Wexner claims that he was conned by Epstein, had money stolen, did not participate in Epstein's crimes and cut ties with him. In Florida, an Obamacare fraud case.
Corey Lloyd and Stephen Strong were both sentenced to 20 years in prison Wednesday. The Justice Department says the pair led a scheme that preyed on Florida's homeless and jobless. An estimated 35,000 individuals were fraudulently enrolled in the Affordable Care Act, leading to $233 million in payments. Prosecutors say Lloyd and Strong profited for years off the fraud, buying luxury cars, an 80-foot yacht, and a home in the Florida Keys. Tom Graham, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stocks may fall. Dow, NASDAQ futures have been down more than 100 points the day after both gained more than 100. No medals yet today at the Winter Olympics, with bad weather postponing some skiing events. Later, the U.S. women's hockey team will play Canada for the gold medal, the day after drama on the ice for men.
The U.S. men's Olympic hockey team won its first elimination game Wednesday. Needed overtime to get past Sweden 2-1 on a goal by Quinn Hughes. The U.S. will face Slovakia in the semifinals tomorrow afternoon after Canada plays Finland. Both Canada and Finland won their quarterfinals games in overtime as well.
Fox's Jared Max. The U.S. has 24 medals at the Winter Games in Italy, in third place behind the leader, Norway. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Mostly cloudy skies, 28 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:05. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We are learning more details about the explosion in Boonville that reduced a church to rubble. Authorities say a propane fuel line was damaged when the Abundant Life Fellowship Church in Boonville shifted on Tuesday under the weight of snowfall on the roof. 4 firefighters and a church pastor were inside the building at the time. They wound up being injured when the furnace turned on, causing an explosion. All 5 continue to recover. County Executive Anthony Pacenti says the community will rally to help those affected by the explosion. New data is showing that flu cases are on the rise once again across central New York. During the week ending February 7th, Onondaga County had the highest number of cases in central New York. Oneida County was second with 84. Madison County had 49 confirmed flu cases. Experts say it's not too late to get your flu shot. If you're interested to find a clinic, just head to vaccines.gov. Utica firefighters responding to a blaze at Empire Recycling in North Utica. The fire started just before noon on Wednesday and was limited to a large pile of shredded paper inside the warehouse. No one was injured. The Central New York Boat Show is officially going to be setting sail today. It's happening through Sunday at the Expo Center located on the property at the State Fairgrounds. You have a chance to check out hundreds of vessels, including power boats, pontoon sport, and sailboats. They will also be able to sign up for free boater safety courses. More information at cnyboatshow.com. And several members of New York's congressional delegation are calling for the Department of War to work with the Air Force Research Lab in Rome on new investments in gallium. Representatives Elise Stefanik and John Mannion, along with Claudia Tenney, sent letters to the Pentagon's Assistant Secretary of War for Industrial-Based Policy. The official said gallium is a rare earth mineral, and is important for U.S. national security. Those not familiar with gallium, it is actually a metal with a low melting point. In fact, Smitty, it can melt right in your hand. That's how low gallium's melting point is. WIBX 950 AM 92.3 FM news time is 7:08. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
Mostly clouds, 36 is where we're headed today. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 30. Now, Friday, some rain, freezing rain, that wintry mix, maybe some snow and sleet up until about 1 p.m., and then rain after that, high 37. Rain Friday night, some rain and snow also later. Chance for snow Saturday. Jeff Eno at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies and 28 degrees at 7:08. All right, in sports, the Kansas City Chiefs are creating some much-needed salary cap space by restructuring the contract of Patrick Mahomes. ESPN says that KC is converting $54.5 million of this year's salary into a signing bonus for Mahomes, which will lower their cap number to $34.5 million. That move created more than $40 million in cap space by restructuring that deal for the fourth consecutive year. The 30-year-old Mahomes initially signed a 10-year, $450 million contract back in 2020. Meanwhile, all the news not good. Chiefs wide receiver Rashee Rice facing more legal issues. An ex-girlfriend of the wideout has filed a civil lawsuit in Texas alleging he repeatedly assaulted her during an 18-month span from 2023 to 2025. Dakota Jones alleges that Rice strangled her in December of 23, also exhibited a history of abusive behavior through the relationship in Texas and Missouri until July of last year. She's seeking more than $1 million in a lawsuit that was filed earlier this week. The NBA regular season resumes later tonight. The Knicks hit the hardwood against the Detroit Pistons. New York coming out of the All-Star break having won 2 of 3. The Nets also come back on the hardwood tonight. They battle Evan Mobley and the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Another school returns to the hardwood on Saturday. That's the Syracuse Orange. They'll look to improve on their 15 wins. They come in at 15-2, but obviously a devastating loss. 15 and 12. Smitty. 15 and 12. 15 and 2. We'd have a ranked team. There wouldn't be concerns about making it to the NCAA tournament. And Stefan mentioned spring training. So the Yankees open spring training action tomorrow against the Orioles, and the Mets will play their first game on Saturday against the Miami Marlins. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time coming up on 7:11.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions. From AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley Mattress Express's President's Day sale is on from upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. No one else in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we do. And right now, save up to $1,350 on names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Therapeutic, Simmons Beauty Rest, Black Serta, iComfort, Avocado, and more. A full line of spa-grade massage chairs take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans. In Rome, on Black River Boulevard in the Black River Plaza. In Oneida, in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters. In New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. Don't overpay for your next mattress. Come to upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Italian subs for your finance team at Chicago. Easy Cater. Burritos for your call center crew in Plano. Easy Cater. Bagels for your sales reps meeting clients in Charlotte. Easy Cater. Hot chicken sandwiches for your third shift warehouse workers in Memphis. Easy Cater. Your teams may be spread out across the country, but you've got one platform to feed them all, whenever and wherever they work, with food they love from favorite restaurants. EasyCater, food for the workplace, all in one place. Order now at easycater.com.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 a.m. 92.3 FM.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, we're back here at 7:15. Coming up, WIBX's free money question of the day. Did we have any winners this week? Davey?
Smitty, did we have a winner? Yeah, we did. Was it the 175? I can't remember the question.
Yesterday,
though.
you did it, so blame him, Bill.
Oh, blame
listen,
me.
Don't blame me. The more we give away, the better. WIBX is going to blame him.
I can't remember the question.
Yeah, 175 yesterday.
All right, how much today? What are you doing today?
225.
225. We'll do that coming up in about 20 minutes. Chance for somebody to walk away with some dough here on this February 19th. February's moving quickly. It's moving very fast.
Yes, it sure is.
All right. Now, those watching on YouTube can immediately see that we have the Falcon Clinic in, and they would respond by saying, oh, here it is. He's been sick, so he's trying to skip a copay, and he brings in the Falcon Clinic. And here they are. Dr. Zielinski, good morning.
Good morning.
And Dr. Mattern, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good.
So really tight. You have to be literally right on that microphone.
Okay.
And so, Doc, I'll start with you.
Sure.
You have a new physician.
We do. So we are thrilled to announce that Dr. Cheryl Mattern, who has practiced in the Mohawk Valley area for many years, has joined the Falcon Clinic as of February 9th, so last week. She is taking new patients. She could accommodate people fairly quickly. So I'm actually going to try to do fairly minimal talking here today because I'd like for her to share her story, and it's quite impressive of a story at that. But I think as the listeners know, if they want to make an appointment with the Falcon Clinic, they can schedule an appointment with Dr. Mattern by calling 315-507-4751.
Okay, so Dr. Mattern, good morning.
Good morning.
So you're, and again, you literally almost have to touch. So you're from Sequoia.
Yes, I am.
So talk about your history.
Well, I went to Albany Med, and after I graduated, I ended up going to the residency at St. Elizabeth's.
Okay.
And when I left there, I ended up joining a practice in Ilion, New York, which that practice only lasted about another year, and then I opened up a private practice there.
Okay.
So.
And then, of course, for those from the Valley, the hospital was losing the hospital was really rough.
Actually, they put me into the OB suite. They fixed up the whole OB suite, gave me exam rooms, and my office was the solarium in the hospital.
Wow.
So, but I was there for 14 years as private practice.
Who was the one that was fighting for the hospital very boldly? Dr. Ritter, I recall.
Oh, yes.
And I think he's still around, I believe. But
don't know. He
I don't know
closed
either.
his
I don't-
office in Sequoia.
He did. Okay.
So I don't know if that was Sequoia or New Hartford.
If you needed somebody to yell on your behalf, he would do it.
Oh yeah.
He
Well,
was
he
good
was
at that.
also on the school board. And
Yep.
Yeah.
He was very vocal.
Yes.
So okay. So you're an alien, and
And I was there, and eventually I ended up joining Slocum Dixon, but I didn't move. I was in the same office, and they built a whole new suite over in the Ilion Mall. They used to call
Phase
it
Mall. Yeah.
Phase. And I was there 6 years or so with Slocum, maybe a little less. And then I decided I needed to be around more because I have 23-year-old twins, boy-girl twins right now.
Wow.
And they were little then, and I needed to find something that I might have more time to spend with them.
Yeah.
So I went from there, and I started doing urgent care back in the physician's urgent care down on Genesee Street, across from Bryce Chopper. And I was there for a while, and then I decided to look into hospitalist work. And I was actually a hospitalist at St. Elizabeth's for a while. And then I ended up taking a hospitalist job on a company called Delphi, which sent me all over the state. They were a company that supplied hospitalists for these little hospitals that couldn't hire hospitalists. Okay.
What is a hospitalist?
What is
I'm
that?
sorry, I don't
Well,
really know.
a hospitalist is a doctor that works either for the hospital, and if you get admitted and your primary doesn't go to the hospital anymore, which is happening more and more,
You're right.
then you take care of the patients.
I see. Okay.
So they would send me everywhere from Elmira to Governor to...
So you were all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a good job when it was 7 on, 7 off. Unfortunately, it started becoming 4 days on, 2 days off, and then I was never around for my kids,
Yeah.
which is the reason I took the job.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I ended up looking into going back into primary care, and I actually practiced down in I practiced in Sherburne. Sorry.
Got it. Yes.
For a while, and so I've been dabbling in
Yeah.
family practice for most of the time, except for a few times for urgent care.
So now you've joined the Falcon Clinic and accepting new patients. And all of that.
Definitely.
What drew you to the Falcon Clinic?
Well, I was looking for something where I could practice medicine the way I like to practice it. And not wanting to misalign the VA. I was working for the VA outpatient clinic in Oswego. Two things that brought me here. One, that was too far away.
Yeah.
I would go up there on Monday, stay till Friday night, and I never got home except on
Number
weekends.
one, it's cold here. It's really
cold in
there.
Oswego, yes.
Yeah.
Lots of wind off that lake.
The wind off the lake is just killer.
Yes,
Yeah.
we actually had, because the VA, they had the flag out there with the POW and the American flag, and it got ripped to pieces from the wind every year.
It is brutal.
Yeah, it's cutting the wind.
Yeah.
So from there, you come here.
Well, I found out that Falcon was looking for a doctor, and I've always wanted to practice more of a holistic type of practice like I used to.
Yeah.
And when I got to the VA, they had lots of restrictions and lots of things that I couldn't do. I couldn't see patients frequently. I had to wait 6 months to see. It all just didn't feel good.
So that's the interesting thing. There have been so many changes, so many restrictions, so much paperwork. How has it affected your a doctor's ability to take care of patients?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
The VA, as you can imagine, had lots of paperwork. When I went there, they were offering to have me see 8 to 10 patients a day. That sounded great. Sounded like I'd have lots of patient time, except for wasn't patient time. It was paperwork and computer time.
Right.
And it was amazing to have that many patients take up so much time that sometimes I worked 16 hours to work on my stuff at night, and it was just not rewarding.
Yeah.
So I was looking more for being able to do what I used to do, which is take care of patients in the way that I believe they should be.
And I do think that's what people are looking for today, more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody they can trust that is willing to take the time to listen.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what I worked at the urgent cares, I used to have, even as a hospitalist, they'd say, "So do you take patients outside?"
Yeah.
So I must have made an impression to them enough for them to ask that.
Yeah.
So now I'm back where I can do that. So
Any memories that come to mind from down in the valley, or anything that stands out in your career?
actually, what I mostly remember is the families.
Yeah.
I would take care of families of patients. Some of them I even delivered, not in Ilion, but when I was a resident at St. E's. So then I'd see them and I'd see their children. So the fact that I could follow people as a family was really why I went into family practice.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest memory, other than switching from place to place.
It kind of does seem like that is a thing of the past.
Mm-hmm.
But not Dr. Zielinski, not at the Falcon Clinic.
Correct. And that's why we're thrilled to have Dr. Mattern, is we want we think that she's an amazing fit, an amazing asset to our organization, and we want her to practice how she wants to practice. And we value, as you've heard us mention numerous times on this show, we really value physician autonomy and patient autonomy, and we very much respect and honor that. I think another thing that I want to highlight, too, about Dr. Mattern is, in addition to primary care, she also has a tremendous amount of experience in an interest in women's health, which is an aspect to the Falcon Clinic that's really kind of been lacking for some time. So bringing somebody on board who has a good amount of interest and experience, that is a very, very welcomed addition, in addition to someone who can see more primary care patients as well. So we're very happy to have her on board because of that, and many other things, of course.
Nice. Anything you want to add?
Well, in my experience, especially down in Ilion, I had a very, how can I say, patients of advanced age and lots of problems.
Yeah.
So I got very good through the years of juggling their problems, and I like to minimize medications if possible, and preventative medicine is really important to me. So
yeah, I mean, if you can avoid taking, because almost always when you take another medicine, there's some sort of a side effect. Not always, but and we get into this habit of, well, to get rid of that side effect, we're going to give you another pill.
Yes,
and
that has
it seems like an endless cycle.
It is. It all depends on how serious you're taking the medicine for. You know, if you're taking it for your heart, we might have limited ability to stop that. But it doesn't mean we need to add layer upon layer of medications on top of that.
All right. Well, listen, you can call the Falcon Clinic, schedule an appointment, accepting new patients right now with Dr. Mattern.
Correct.
And then I'll ask both of you, because I have had my own little illness this week. It seems like you talk to everybody, somebody is sick.
Correct.
And whether it's flu type or cold, a virus, there's all sorts of things going around. What's going on out there?
So most of these illnesses that you're talking about, in my experience, at least at the Falcon Clinic, most of them, thankfully, are just viral. So more often than not, people don't need antibiotics, but they can be a real pain in the butt, as you can probably attest to from personal experience, and me as well. I'm just getting over a cold myself. But we have a number of different things that we can offer, and I've heard Dr. Mattern even talking to patients about these as well. So as you probably remember, at the Falcon Clinic, we have the VIP, the viral infection protocol, where we can use manual treatments to work on people's sinuses, their ribs, their liver, their spleen, the lymphatic system.
Because your discomfort when sick is that the proper flow of everything is really the key to all of the discomfort that you're feeling.
And the ability for your body to cure itself.
Right.
Absolutely. And it's not unusual, even after you kick the bug, usually people are only sick for a day or two or three or whatever. But then, kind of like you're describing, it's not unusual to have a little post-viral fatigue syndrome while your system is resetting itself. And that can actually last for even a couple of weeks. But the manipulation can be helpful. Certain vitamins and supplements can be helpful, like vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc. And plenty of fluids, chicken soup, all of your, grandma's home remedies do work.
Fluids.
Yes, plenty of fluids. And that's kind of what where Dr. Mattern was mentioning before about holistic care and the holistic approach. Yes, judicious use of medication in certain instances might be appropriate. But there's a time and a place for these other things like, again, manipulation,
Sure.
vitamins, supplements, chicken soup, and so on and so forth.
All right, good stuff. How important is it for people to have one of those little blood oxygen that you can put on your finger?
What do you think?
If they have a respiratory illness and
Yeah.
they want to keep track of it, but otherwise,
I've never gone below 98. It's
Yeah.
like kind of a boring little test.
yes, unless you're a smoker.
Okay.
COPD, asthma.
And COPD or asthma. If you're wondered, is my asthma getting bad? You could use that to check
I
on
remember
that.
during COVID, that was a big deal.
Oh, yes. Well,
Checking
because
the
it
oxygen.
really knocked out the oxygen.
Yeah, yeah.
And the ability for your lungs to
Thankfully,
change it.
Thankfully, with the newer variants of COVID that we've been having as of lately, they're not as potent as the strains that we saw in 2020 and 2021. So we're not seeing the desatting as much with the newer variants. So maybe a little bit less necessary for a healthy person to have a pulse oximeter at home. But certainly, like Dr. Mattern was saying, if somebody smokes or vapes or has COPD or asthma or some other kind of underlying lung disease.
Or cancer.
Exactly. Yeah, the usual culprits.
And then finally, I'll ask Dr. Mattern, not to get political, but where do you stand on vaccines? And
I'm a very strong advocate for
Okay.
vaccines. They've saved so many lives in the whole world, not only in this country.
I keep saying I must get my my shingles vaccine.
Yes.
Haven't gotten it yet.
I do agree that you should do that.
Especially anybody who's had any immunosuppressant
Yep.
things, either cancer treatment or if they have rheumatoid arthritis or any kind of inflammatory condition, you should definitely get that because those trigger the
I
shingles.
witnessed those who have had it, and it's bad.
Yes, it can be.
Yeah.
But another nice thing, too, about the Falcon Clinic is, so generally speaking, we are proponents of vaccines, but if people do not want them, we respect their autonomy, of course. And again, we have the ability to do that. We have the ability to practice like we want to. I've heard horror stories, as I'm sure we all have, about, my doctor threw me out of my practice because I wouldn't get the...
Wow.
We don't do that at the Falcon Clinic.
Yep.
We will offer it to you, but if you say no, we will respect your autonomy.
All right, good stuff. Falcon Clinic is in Washington Mills.
Yes.
Correct.
Much closer than Oswego.
Yes.
that it is.
Right behind Hannaford.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it. Coming up, we'll do, I'm going to ask you with an update on the news, and we'll do a Bikers free money question of the day coming up.
Get a smile for every season at Rosansky Family Dentistry. For crowns to veneers, we'll keep you smiling all year long. We're also excited to welcome Dr. Kutaria to our team. With her arrival, we now offer Friday appointments from 8 a.m. to noon, giving you more flexibility for the care you need. Call us today at 315-732-1981 to schedule your visit. That's Rosansky Family Dentistry, 1 Paris Road, New Hartford. Find us on Facebook or online at uticasmiles.com.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions. From AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
We have cloudy skies, 28 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM. News time is 7:32. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. Bill, British police conducting a raid on the home of former Prince Andrew. Andrew Windsor of the British royal family was taken into custody on suspicion of misconduct in public office. Authorities are investigating whether Andrew shared sensitive information with sex offender Jeffrey Epstein when he was a UK trade envoy. California authorities still searching for a skier who remains missing after an avalanche near Lake Tahoe. Nevada County Sheriff officials say 8 skiers have been found buried in Tuesday's avalanche. 6 have been rescued. Officials say it took search and rescue teams hours to reach those survivors. President Trump will convene today's first meeting of the Board of Peace. Trump will reportedly be joined by representatives from at least 20 countries to announce a multi-billion-dollar reconstruction and stabilization plan for war-torn Gaza. France, Germany, Spain, and the UK have all declined their invitations to join Trump's organization. Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg being grilled in a Los Angeles courtroom about whether social media is addictive. The plaintiff in the trial is suing TikTok, YouTube, and Meta, which owns Instagram and Facebook, claiming she became addicted to social media as a child and has experienced depression as a result. Bill, U2 is out with its first new music since 2023. The Irish rock band releasing an EP by surprise on Wednesday titled Days of Ash. It's a collection of 6 songs covering current events like ICE operations in Minnesota, the war in Ukraine, and the protests in Iran.
Wow. Joining Springsteen and his protest songs.
Team USA now has 24 medals from the Winter Olympics. Jake Cantor took the bronze medal in the men's snowboarding slopestyle final. Men's cross-country skiing team captured silver, finishing second in the free final. And then, of course, coming up today, the USA women's hockey team will take on Canada as those two battle for a gold medal. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time, 7:34. Here is your forecast.
Mostly clouds, 36 is where we're headed today. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 30. Now, Friday, some rain, freezing rain, that wintry mix, maybe some snow and sleet up until about 1 p.m., and then rain after that, high 37. Rain Friday night, some rain and snow also later. Chance for snow Saturday. Jeff Eno at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy skies and 28 degrees.
All right, Davey, let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. Then we'll speak with Jared Pearl. Jared Pearl is running for Oneida County Sheriff, running against Sheriff Rob Mashel. What caller? We're looking at 225.
Yep.
What caller number are you looking for?
Caller 6.
Caller 6 right now for $225. Your chance here, 315-736-0186. Caller 6 right now at WIBX.
Hurt in a car, call William Attar, 315-444-4444.
If your loved one is battling addiction, you should know there is hope. Through the Good News Foundation's PAL group, you will find confidentiality, respect, acceptance, and support. Learn about healthy relationships, enabling, and other important concepts to work toward healing. Go to the Good News Foundation's website and join the PAL group. When someone you love has an addiction, there is hope. Good News Foundation, sharing faith, offering hope, and serving others.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-869-2045 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-869-2045. That's 800-869-2045. What do you have to lose? Call 800-869-2045. Again, 800-869-2045.
Embarrassed by ugly yellow toe fungus?
Living with toe fungus it's embarrassing. I was afraid to take my socks off. I hid my yellow and crumbly toes from everybody.
Introducing Crystal Flush. Crystal Flush is the only FDA-registered 2-in-1 home treatment that attacks your toe fungus from both the inside and out. Crystal Flush's new and different combination system knocks out toe fungus for good. Guaranteed.
Crystal Flush is different. After just a few weeks, my fungus was gone. 100% disappeared. Crystal Flush was the only thing that ever worked. So if you're skeptical because you tried a bunch of other stuff, Crystal Flush is different. This is a game changer.
Crystal Flush is now available without a prescription, but it is not available in stores. Get your risk-free supply today. Go to crystalflush.com. That's CRYSTAL flush.com. Stop being embarrassed by ugly yellow toenails. Go to crystalflush.com or call 800-204-4484.
Hey man, thanks for coming so fast. I couldn't get anyone else to pick up.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. I'm not complaining though. Business is way up lately.
Wow, good for you. I've been trying to grow my accounting practice, but it's been pretty slow.
Yeah, I was in the same boat last year. What really helped me was checking out this site, mylocalcustomers.com.
Never heard of it.
Well, most people haven't. It gives you a look at how many people in town are searching for what you do, and it also provides a plan to help them actually find you.
Like online?
Exactly. It's eye-opening, and it only takes a couple minutes to get started.
Huh, well, you fixed my sink. Maybe you just fixed my business too.
Want to know how many people in your area are searching for your type of business? Start with a local customer analysis at mylocalcustomers.com. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. Go to mylocalcustomers.com today.
That's mylocalcustomers.com. mylocalcustomers.com.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions from AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, each day at this time, we give you a chance to win some money from the Hobeika Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobeika. And today we're up at $225. Can we make it 2 days in a row? 2 winners in a row. We will see. On the line, it comes from Hobeika, the Hobeika Law Firm. Joseph and Andrew Hobeika, 315-724-1600. And Billy is in Schuyler right now. Hello, William. Good morning.
Good morning. Glad you're back.
It's good to be back. And how you feeling today? You think this is your day? This could be your day.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay. All right. So the question we will hit you with. You'll have exactly 7 seconds to answer. Get your answer in before the buzzer goes off, and you win the $225. Okay. Here is your question. You have 7 seconds to answer. This city has the most miles of navigable canals. Which city? Ready, go.
Venice.
Going with Venice, Italy.
Yeah, no, that's too obvious. It's going to be something weird.
It is
like
the obvious answer.
New York City. It is the...
it's the obvious answer.
Oh, yeah. But is it something weird like New York City?
It's the key to it is navigable. Apparently, I don't know. In Venice, there are some canals that you can no longer navigate. I don't know. But it is not Venice. It's actually in the United States, believe it or not. And it is Cape Coral, Florida. Has more
no kidding.
canals that you can navigate per mile than any other place in the world. Hard to believe. Have you been to Venice?
No, I haven't. Nor Cape Coral.
I just saw I haven't been to Cape Coral either. But I did watch a video the other day on YouTube on the making of Venice, which was really out in the ocean in a swamp area. And they just kept pounding like telephone poles in the ground right next to each other and created the foundation. It started with small, like a football field, and then it grew to the point where it is today. Pretty wild. But a lot of canals there. Cape Coral, Florida leads the way, however. Do we have movie passes? Okay.
Yes.
I will give you
For the Glenwood.
passes to the Glenwood Movieplex and Rome Cinema 8, and Billy Davey is going to hook you up.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, Billy. Thanks. Yeah, I think that Venice would have been the obvious answer.
It's seldom the obvious answer when you do the free money question. When you're in charge, anyway.
Yeah. In studio right now is Jared Pearl. Jared is running as a Republican for Oneida County Sheriff. And I want to get the camera on you. Got you there, Jared. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. In full disclosure, I have handled your opponent's campaigns for the last couple of campaigns, and just wanted to get that out there, which means your interview will be very easy. I sometimes say if I'm working on a campaign, it's harder on the incumbent than it is the challenger. But let's see. So tell us about you, fire chief, and worked with the New York State Police.
Yes, I've worked for several agencies over my career. Since 93, actually 91, I started with the Sheriff's Mounted Unit. 93, I ended up as they call them special deputies back then, which are part-time deputies, but we worked full-time hours in the jail. Worked in the county jail. Left the county jail back in...
You can just tilt that. There you go. And then get right on it if you could.
Back in 1995, I left the county jail and went to state corrections. Worked state corrections there until 2002. I worked at Sing Sing, Fishkill, and Midstate is where I stopped with state corrections. Went from there, but while I was at state corrections, I worked Village at Dollisville PD part-time. Left there and went to Town of Clay Police Department, which was now absorbed by Onondaga Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, is the Village of Dollisville Police Department busier than most people think, or no? I worked in Little Falls. So.
Yeah, it was busy. The big thing was if the state police were tied up, there's no sheriff's road patrol out there.
Right.
So your nearest backup is
Herkimer County doesn't have the sheriff's patrol.
Yeah.
So
your nearest backup may be coming if they're up. The state police are up in Old Forge. They may be coming for a way. So you learn to either talk or handle a situation.
Yep, that makes sense.
Yep.
Why are you running for sheriff?
Nothing against Rob. I've known him my whole career. We've crossed paths and we know each other and we're cordial. Everybody, I see him shake his hand, always see how he's doing and whatever. So just looking to go in like a little bit of a different direction with the Sheriff's Department. Some of the things that are going on up there, budgetary wise, fiscal wise, and different things like that.
What examples of what you feel should be changed?
Some of the stuff in the jail, and I know it's hard to recruit and retain. It's impossible up there, but we need to look at somehow. They're like 87 short. Whether we can look at somehow of getting more part-timers in or flexing something in to get just to cut the overtime down somehow. Or, maybe we need to talk to the Commission's Corrections, some other groups out there that oversee. I mean, it's tough because you're guided by certain different things.
Right.
And then possibly either if we can close down a pod, whatever, just to move that manpower out to cut down on the overtime shortage, do different things. And I'm sure Rob's thinking of these things too. But you need to move those things around to do something. Because they budgeted for $970,000 in overtime, and they're pushing between $5 and $6 million now. So it's tough. I mean, it's a tough spot. It's a tough job. And
how is the county jail? You feel after working in state facilities, how is that different than the prisons?
Well, the county jails, working in the county jail, you got to remember everybody in there's a year or less sentence. So if you're going to go to the movies with your significant others, you're going to the grocery store, everything, you run into the clientele that you deal with in the jail out in the public after.
Yeah.
So it's also where you learn to treat people with the respect that you would want to be treated with.
Yeah.
You let them set the bar and then go forward from there.
Manaski.
Can you talk more about changes that you'd like to make? You mentioned the budget. I know it's by your numbers 5 to 6 times over what they budget for, but I think you also said it's kind of almost impossible to recruit, especially, I guess, the climate in New York State right now. So how do you fix that?
We're going to have to look at a lot of different things, think outside the box, what we can do, whether if we can bring in more part-timers to try to offset it. Because right now the deputies in the jail are getting hammered on the amount of overtime that they're putting in. They're working 16-hour shifts and everything. So you got to think the mental health aspect of this too, the family life. If you got to think of that kind of stuff too. So they get in a car, they drive home, half-hour home, see the kids maybe for a second, see the family, then they're in bed, then they're getting up the next morning, going back and doing the same thing. So it affects the family life and stuff. It's stuff that we're going to have to look at a lot of different ways to go at it. Whether we look at recruiting at a younger age, you can technically become a jail deputy at the age of 18, but you also got to look at, are they mature enough, whether they're bringing in contraband, if they get what they call punked down by the inmates and stuff, where they're going to do different things. So you got to look at that, but you can also look at... Does
that mean they are...
Intimidated. Yeah,
intimidated, and then cooperating to help.
So you want to look at those different things, because things when I was there that happened back in the day. But we also maybe you look at.
I'm going to add that to my repertoire.
What's that?
Punked out.
Oh, punked down.
Punked down. Punked down.
It's just an old jail term. But maybe look at recruiting some state COs. Maybe try to get because you don't have to pay the benefits and stuff on the part-time side. Can we raise the money a little bit? Can we look at grabbing some state COs and hiring them part-time? Can we look at different things down those roads? Because there was a guy, Whitaker, when I was there, worked there. He was the only state CO that worked at the county jail then. But can we look at different things down those lines, or getting some retired guys or something like that?
Can you talk about your work with the state police, what you did while you were there? I know it was a lot of involved emergency medical training.
Well, yeah, so I did a bunch of different things. I worked out of SP Waterville, Marcy, Ogdensburg, and Morrisville, but I got pulled in 2009, actually halfway through the year in 8, to create the AED program, Automated External Defibrillators. So we have them in every state police vehicle out there. So I was one of the ones that implemented
they're in every
that.
vehicle. I didn't know that.
Every state police vehicle has one. Every station does. So the goal on that is, if you think about the golden hour and then the first 10 minutes when somebody goes in cardiac arrest, getting that AED on them. If they're in ventricular defibrillator or VTAC, you can shock them with an AED. Anybody can. A general citizen can, as long as they're certified in CPR. So that was the goal of that program. It actually climbed quite well. Became the best in the nation. And we were recognized for a lot of different things. Our save percentages was 8.9 with utilizing the AED. So what we did, our goal with that was to get them out into the rural areas, because we're patrolling rural areas, getting them on the people when a medical call goes out and getting to them and helping them. Off of that, we built in with the opiate epidemic going on out there. We built in, we were the pilot program for the whole state of implementing Narcan. We utilized that. We went from 2 milligrams up to 4 milligrams. Different stuff with Dr. Daly at Albany Med, built the whole program out, and now it's out there. And other police agencies, everybody's using it. Now you can get Narcan any place, and it does work.
So, and you headed this up?
Yes, yep. Thank you.
Can you talk about, I think you called it a save percentage? You said initially it was like 8.9%?
8.9%. Yeah, is where we averaged it. So the save percentage is like your save percentage out of how many usages you use. So how many times you put the AED on. You could. Then the thing is, you can put the AED on. We train them to go in to initiate, put them on, and they may have already been passed for a while. So that, it does. Right. The save percentage, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is when you do the overall getting it on them and stuff like that. So then I left the EMS side of the house as a sergeant and went to Employees Assistance Program. And that's helping with all the mental health of employees out there. So what that does is we help anybody from divorce to financial stuff, all the way down through sicknesses in the family with the surgeons group with the PBA, all the way down to line of duty death and to anything down those lines. We go in, we help them with them. And then if they need something due to some type of traumatic event, we go out and we vet different therapists throughout the area. And here I had 7 counties, and then I ended up with 35 counties at the end as a senior investigator. But we went through, we vet therapists. We're never going to send a first responder to somebody that's going to say, hey, just lay here and tell me how you feel, butterflies, or anything like that. Because they're not going to relate. And you may have that one shot at that first responder to help them, and they may shut down after that. So that's the big thing, is we went and vetted our therapists and brought them in so that they could sit down and talk to somebody. They could sit across the table. Hey, have you ever pulled out a person that died out of a car or anything like that? A lot of our therapists are military. A lot of our therapists are first responders themselves and then became therapists and those kinds of things. So we have inpatient and outpatient places.
Fit the profession.
Yep. So we talk.
We're speaking with Jared Pearl, running as a Republican for Oneida County Sheriff. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts on what has happened in New York? And I know your opponent, Sheriff Maciel, has been lobbying for change. Change was the problem in the very beginning with bail reform, raise the age, in the prisons, the HALT Act. It seems to be a problem here. What are your thoughts, and what solutions do you would you suggest?
Well, suggesting stuff, you can suggest all you want. I don't know if it's the way the legislature is right now, if it's ever going to change right now, but there's a lot of different things. Bail reform, we need to give some power back to the judges, some discretion and stuff along those lines. The police officers right now, their hands are cuffed, is a term, because it's set in stone what we can do and what we can't do. We need to start thinking about things. There's mandated, arrests and different things that we can do, but there's sometimes when you need to defuse a situation, take somebody away for a little bit, even if we just get them out of there, whatever. Now we can't. Everything's an appearance ticket. Now it's reform. we're transporting people to the county jail, doing different things, and they're walking out before your paperwork's even done. And it's not fair to the police officers out there and stuff.
Well, and it's not fair to the public, right?
Right, because you're putting bad people out
in some cases, they're just using shoplifting as a lot of victims there, including the business owner, and they hit the business on a Wednesday, out of jail. They're not even in jail, never went to jail. They're back on Thursday doing the same thing.
And the halt act's kind of like the same thing. So you
Yeah.
get assaulted by an inmate, and the max you can do in the SHU, Special Housing Unit, is 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You could break a CO's jaw. You could do all this other kind of stuff, physical injury, and they're back out.
My understanding, too, was a lot of times for personal protection reasons, they'd want to be in the SHU. But I guess that policy changed, so you would literally have some guys coming out going, I want to go back in. You can't unless you do something. So they just assault a guard.
Yeah.
Are there policy decisions, or sometimes someone's prompted to run for an elected office because of the way a particular issue might be handled or a policy decision? Is there one in this case that you decided, okay, I'm going to run for sheriff because we need to change this?
Some of the stuff with the budget, the taxes, the cars, the lease vehicle program. Obviously, it's not working because they had to go back and get 1.1 million, different things like that. And I
talk more about this. Explain this, because I don't know if everybody's.
So they had a lease vehicle policy where they lease the vehicles, the patrol vehicles, and then they can turn them back in instead of selling them at an auction and stuff. Sounds like a good idea, everything, but with the amount of the turnover with the vehicles and the issues and stuff going on with them, and down those lines, that's what it is. I mean, in some of the higher executive staff people drove higher end vehicles and stuff, which I think will change. They'll give up the higher end vehicles and go back through what we call a fleet vehicle. You can take a fleet vehicle and drive that, like a Chevy Caprice Crown Vic or Ford Explorer or a Chevy Equinox is what we use. Is they're unmarked cars that the normal patrol investigators would use and stuff. Some of that kind of stuff we need to cut some of that down in the budget somehow. The overtime and stuff, and then one of the other things is morale. Obviously, there was a vote of no confidence in 2022 by the road patrol and stuff, but there's some things that we need to go in and change and just change the work environment a little bit. That'll hopefully, if you have a good home life, you'll have a better work life, and be able to turn some things around down those ways.
And what was the 1.1 million they had to go back? And who was leasing the vehicles?
The sheriff's department is leasing the vehicles, but now it's under I've been told that now I went back to the purchasing rates are now back with the DPW on these vehicles. So it was with the sheriff's department. When stuff got a little out of control, they went to the 1.1 to the legislators for 1.1 to swap it over to cover the cost that had occurred. And then now it's back to the DPW with purchasing vehicles and stuff. They have their own liaison with the sheriff's department that goes and does it, but then they went back over with the purchasing rights and stuff. So which is where it was originally. So
if it comes down to, I mean, this is just February 19th. So this going to be a long year, long race.
Yep.
As we get closer, would you be willing to sit down and do a debate here in studio?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, and I not something I think that we'd even look at now, but November seems like a long ways off, but it comes pretty quickly.
9 months, yeah.
Yeah. Soon as, by the way, as soon as the sun starts shining and you're getting outside, that's when it'll move fast.
And the summer will be over.
February and March, it'll be going on forever, it seems. So, anything else? Anything else you want people to know?
Nope. Just I'm Republican and conservative endorsed candidate for Oneida County Sheriff. Going to be out there knocking door to door, getting to know people, getting to know everything. Listen, Rob's been in there 16 years. People have known him. He's out and about. Just looking for a different change, just to shift the sheriff's department in a different direction, correct some of these things. And I'm not saying, I'm not mudslinging here. I'm just some of these things are factual, and just moving in a different direction with them. And I'll be out knocking on doors, so I'll probably hit everybody's house out there. So I retired. I have nothing more to do than this and my fire chief job here at me.
All right.
So.
Do you want to comment on what happened in Boonville?
My thoughts and prayers are with everybody. I've known Chief Pritchard and his dad forever. His dad got done as chief maybe 8 or 9 years
I
ago.
think there's a Pritchard Road right up there.
Yeah, there is a Pritchard Road. Yeah. So there's David Sr., and David Jr., the whole family's in the department. All those guys are in there. Thoughts and prayers with them. I know that they went in to do some surgeries yesterday, and hopefully we can.
So if I'm correct, and I was out for 3 days, but they responded to a smell of odor, right? And then the explosion happened, or it already happened?
No, there was a smell. The latest update was that apparently the building, the church, had kind of shifted a little because of all the weight on the roof. And then when they were in there, I believe, investigating the odor, the furnace kicked on, and that spark is what sparked the explosion.
Gas, propane, all of that. Very, very, very dangerous.
And they said the where the gas was leaking from, there was I want to say a wire, but that's not the right word. A hose essentially was damaged when the roof shifted, and because of the weight.
And I'm assuming as a fire chief, despite the dangers, that fire department walked into that church to try to help those who were inside and
mitigate it.
It's the job.
And it's now we've got they've got some second, third degree burns in the burn unit, and Boonville strong is all I'm going to say is pray for them, do everything you can for them. Remember, these are guys and girls doing it for nothing, for free.
Yep.
And it's in their blood. They've been doing it for years. The Pritchards are all throughout there, and not just the Pritchards. Everybody, all the Boonville firefighters. They're up there running the department now. I mean, they're responding to calls. I mean, I heard over there that they went out to another call at a church with a gas order the next day.
Wow.
I mean, you want to talk about you got to think about the mental aspect on these guys.
Yeah, what am I walking into?
Yeah, it's not just the physical, it's also the mental side.
We'll do it again. Jared Pearl, we appreciate you coming in. Thank you
problem,
so much.
Bill. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We'll break. We have news coming up. Talk about this on the other side. 315-736-0186. News is next. Manaski's local update after that.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
Britain's king reacts to his brother's arrest. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The law must take its course. King Charles put that out in a statement. He's already taken away the title of Prince from Andrew after being implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking scheme.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is King Charles's younger brother. He has been arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office over allegations he sent confidential government documents to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fox's Stephanie Bennett in London.
This was an arrest, so it would have come as a surprise instead of being invited to the police station for an interview. Now, an arrest also means police can now search his home and possessions.
South Korea's ousted then impeached president is now a prisoner.
Yoon Suk-yeol was trying to overcome an opposition-controlled Congress in December 2024 when he suddenly declared martial law. The imposition failed. Yoon has been found guilty of rebellion for mobilizing the security forces in an illegal attempt to seize the assembly and arrest his opponents. A special prosecutor demanded the death penalty. Ultimately, the sentence is life in prison.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. President Trump just posted on Truth Social, he only wants Americans to vote in American elections, continuing his voter ID push the Democrats have blocked in Congress. Today, the president goes to Georgia touting a stronger economy, campaigning for Republicans ahead of the midterm elections. The president will be in former Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene's district as early voting is underway in a special election to replace Greene, a former Trump ally who resigned after their relationship soured. Before that trip, President Trump chairs his first Board of Peace meeting next hour.
More than 45 countries expected to attend to talk about the stabilization force expected to deploy in that region as Hamas continues to resist disarming in phase 2, as well as the fund to rebuild Gaza, generated in part by contributions from Board of Peace members.
That's Fox's Jackie Heinrich at the White House. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive Commercial presents Heroes That Keep Truckers Going. Today's hero, your favorite sassy diner server. Sure, her eyes might say, I don't have all day. But deep down, you know that extra pancake on your plate says, I dislike you less than most people. Thanks, hero. What else can keep truckers going? Progressive Truck Insurance with primary liability limits up to $2 million. Get a quote in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to terms and limits.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
One skier remains missing but presumed dead in the snow near Lake Tahoe, California. After an avalanche that left 8 others dead in a group on a backcountry ski trip, 6 were rescued. It is day 19 of the Nancy Guthrie search, and the reward for information leading to an arrest is up to $200,000 as DNA analysis continues on a glove found near the home and evidence found inside the house.
Investigators hit something of a DNA dead end in terms of finding a match on the FBI's database. They're now also looking at genetic genealogy testing, turning to companies like Othram, which is a Woodlands, Texas-based company. Interestingly, that company was very critical in helping track down the Idaho student killer Brian Kohberger.
Fox's Jonathan Hunt in Tucson, Arizona, a famous witness in a case that has social media on trial. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg took the stand in the lawsuit alleging Instagram and YouTube are intentionally addictive platforms causing mental harm to users.
Zuckerberg facing a jury for the first time to determine whether part of the company is fostering social media addiction in minors. Lead plaintiff lawyer Mark Lanier pulling out document after document, including one 2018 study stating that roughly a third of kids ages 10 to 12 in the U.S. were on Instagram. Plaintiff Kaylee, in this case, was 9 years old when she signed up for it. Zuckerberg maintains company policy is that users must be over the age of 13, but acknowledged kids can lie. Zuckerberg pushed back with 2 separate reasons during these document showings and exhibits. He said that some of the documents are about 10 years old, and he said in some cases he's not part of the correspondence that were being shown to the jury.
Fox Business Network's Kelly Saberi outside the court in L.A. On Wall Street, stock futures are down before today's trading. At the Winter Olympics, the U.S. women's hockey team plays Canada today for the gold medal. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
We have mostly cloudy skies and 28 degrees. Good morning. I'm Jeff Manaski, WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:05. This news update brought to you by the new destination Kia of Utica on Commercial Drive in Yorkville. We're learning more about the explosion at an Oneida County church that reduced that church to rubble. Authorities say a propane fuel line was damaged when the Abundant Life Fellowship Church in Boonville shifted on Tuesday under the weight of snowfall from the roof. 4 firefighters and a church pastor were inside when the building exploded. All 5 were injured. The explosion was triggered when the furnace turned on. County Executive Anthony Picenti says the community will rally to help those affected by the explosion. Meanwhile, firefighters responding to a blaze at Empire Recycling in North Utica on Wednesday. Smoke was seen coming from the 2-story building. The fire started just before noon. It was limited to a pile of shredded paper, and no injuries were reported. New data showing that flu cases are on the rise again across central New York during the week ending February 7th. The county with the highest number of infections was Onondaga with 357. That was second on the list was Oneida County with 84. Madison County had 49. Experts say it's not too late to get a flu shot if you are interested. More information at vaccines.gov. Spring is just around the corner, and the Central New York Boat Show officially setting sail today. It's happening at the Expo Center on the New York State Fairgrounds. You have a chance to check out hundreds of vessels, including powerboats, pontoon sport, and sailboats as well. And Bill, a delegation of New York Congress members are calling on the federal government to work with the Air Force Research Lab in Rome to help build a domestic gallium refining facility in the Mohawk Valley or in central New York. That group of Congress members includes John Mannion, Elise Stefanik, and Representative Claudia Tenney. They've written a letter to the Assistant Secretary of War for Industrial-Based Policy, urging him to utilize funding from the fiscal year 2026 bipartisan defense appropriations bill establishing a gallium processing facility in the Mohawk Valley. Gallium is a mineral that plays a crucial role in electronic supply chains and defense systems. It's used in many electronics, semiconductors, advanced radar systems, GPS navigation, and more. Currently, 98% of the world's supply of gallium comes from China. WIBX 950 AM, 92.3 FM news time is 8:08. Here is your Weather Center forecast.
Mostly clouds, 36 is where we're headed today. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 30. Now, Friday, some rain, freezing rain, that wintry mix, maybe some snow and sleet up until about 1 p.m., and then rain after that, high 37. Rain Friday night, some rain and snow also later. Chance for snow Saturday. Jeff Eno at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Right now, cloudy skies, 28 degrees. It's been a bit warmer this week, but I don't like how many times he said snow.
It looks like between today and Sunday, it's going to snow every day. And that East Coast, that nor'easter, looks like it's going out to sea, but that could, you never know what's going to happen there.
It is 8:09. All right, in sports, let's see. The Seattle Seahawks officially up for sale. There was reporting before the Super Bowl the team would be sold, but it was denied by Paul Allen's estate. ESPN now reports the team could sell for a record $7 or $8 billion. Winning the Super Bowl could add value to that, as they did in Super Bowl 60. NFL owners will need to ratify the sale. Paul Allen's estate requires that the team be sold. Bill, how about this estimate? It could be sold for a record of $7 or $8 billion. Not like $700 or $800, like $1 billion to get from 7 to 8. That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
The Chiefs are creating some money. They're moving some salaries around, specifically Patrick Mahomes. They restructured his contract, moving $54.5 million into a signing bonus, which lowers his cap number to $34.5 million. The move creates more than $40 million in cap space for the Chiefs. Mahomes, who's 30, initially signed a 10-year, $450 million contract. Some bad news for the Chiefs. Wide receiver Rashee Rice is being sued. An ex-girlfriend of the KC wideout has filed a civil lawsuit in Texas, alleging he repeatedly assaulted her during an 18-month span from 2023 to 2025. NBA gets back into action tonight. The Knicks will take on the Pistons. Meanwhile, the Nets are in Cleveland to battle the Cavaliers. Syracuse will play Saturday afternoon against UNC.
Hey, Davey, do you mind? We did not talk. I wasn't here to talk about that game on Monday.
I didn't hear you. I was on the phone. What's the question? I'm sorry.
Monday, Duke.
Oh, Syracuse. Oh, pathetic. They were with them in the beginning of the game.
The very beginning.
Tip-off. They were tie score.
Yeah. It was kind of close. It was like 12 to 10, 12 to 8, something like that. And I'm like, wow, the Syracuse is playing with them. And then all of a sudden it was 24 to 8, 28 to 8, and before you knew it,
got away quick.
Triple digit for Duke.
Like I was telling Jeff yesterday, we were discussing Syracuse. Syracuse was the only national game on 7 o'clock nationwide on ESPN. Unless you wanted to watch Colgate, they were on CBS Sports Network at 6 o'clock. They were playing Boston U, but unfortunately they came up on the short end of the deal too.
And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is Utica Pioneers losing 2 key games over the weekend. Still leaves them in, I don't know what's happened to their national ranking.
They're ninth.
They
only dropped 3 spots.
Yeah. Still leaves them in first place, I believe. But ultimately, it's all about winning the tournament.
Yeah, the UCHC Conference
Championship. The winner of that tournament gets an automatic bid. But this is going to be a very competitive tournament.
I am double checking the official standings here. Hold on one second.
Hamilton's in the mix too.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the mix in Division 3. They're not in the UCHC.
Utica's still in first at 12-2. Geneseo is 11-3 in conference play. The Pioneers will wrap up their conference schedule this weekend. They'll take on Chatham, 2 games at the Adirondack Bank Center Friday and Saturday.
Both were, who'd they play? It was Geneseo.
Geneseo, yeah.
Both were
5-3
close
and 4-3 overtime, yeah.
So let me bring in Joe Lode. Joe Lode, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Bill. I just was wondering, because, I live way up here in the North Country, and I was wondering how much snow you guys actually got.
How much we got?
Because they were saying 4 to 6 inches, 3 to 9. There was theories all over the place. I was just excited because I know some businesses in Rome actually closed preemptively because of the storm coming in. So I wasn't sure how much you guys got down there.
What are you talking?
What storm coming in?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, Joe.
I don't know. It's been all over local news station for the past 3 days of the weather of we're going to get 4 to 8 inches for the past 2 days, and we didn't see anything up here. So I'm just wondering if you guys got it down there. They said it was going to stay south of us.
Why do I feel like you're being sarcastic?
Because I'm so sick and tired of the boy who cried wolf every time there's a winter storm warning or watch.
But this
or
wasn't
we didn't get
this never was a storm warning. It was a winter weather advisory. And we were supposed
4 to 8 inches.
I don't know what the TV said, but I know my app said maybe up to 2 inches and like 1/8 of an inch of ice, and we didn't really get much of that, to be honest.
Yeah, we didn't get anything.
We didn't get anything up here.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just wondering.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what Ray Stajic, although Ray's not been on this week, but I Ray's pretty accurate. He's but I honestly, to be fair, I think
I'm not saying that group. That group seems to be pretty accurate. There's other groups that don't. So.
But you don't think? I mean, I think Cardis and that group are pretty accurate.
Listen, I've been watching the morning, and they were saying 4 to 8, and they have blues and all different colors all over the screen, and it gets people in such an uproar.
I thought
they don't even want to go out.
I thought the 4 to 8 was like below Route 20, and then I'm sorry, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, well, they're 4 to 8 covered all the way up to Boonville.
Okay,
and it's been so dry up here, it's not even funny.
You're very bothered by this.
He is, but look.
I just wish I would have gone to school for that, man. I would be secure in a position today. Hey, big event happening this weekend. Yeah. I'm not sure if you knew about it.
Oh, something to plug.
Yeah, the Adirondack Ice Bowl up there in Fourth Lake. They're having the ice hockey out on the lake. It's pretty amazing event.
Yeah, that's. I got to tell you, I got to tell you, even though it's warmed up a little bit, not much.
Yeah.
And probably not at all up there, but a little bit. The ice is thick right now.
That's a very cool event.
We had think about it, like 20 days of just barely out of single digits most days.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of ice this year for sure, Bill.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so real quick,
you just got to watch out for like flowing areas. Like,
right.
I see a lot of people out on Delta, but there's currents underneath there.
Yeah,
you got to watch
careful.
out for those areas.
Yeah.
Real quick on the temperature, the forecast has changed. For instance, I want to say Monday when I came in, we were looking at this coming Monday being like 4 below zero overnight lows with daytime highs of only 15. That's changed now where it's going to be in the mid-30s and we could get some accumulating snow. Well, actually, now it says mostly cloudy, and that snow, as you said, is more of a Friday to Sunday thing.
And it may change 3 or 4 times before we get there.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got to tell you, we had so much. It was so cold. We had so much snow and then turned to ice. We have the elephant cover over our pool, and it's supposed to, if you remember the commercials on TV, an elephant would go walking on it, and you would it would prevent.
Oh, is that why it's called that?
I think so. An elephant could be on it. Anyway, collapsed.
Who was standing on it?
No one. Ice.
Just kidding.
Ice. There were 13 guys dressed in military gear. Ice. The ice got so thick. Wow. And the snow on top of it got so heavy, it collapsed it. I've never seen that before. And in the process, displaced, I hope, like half the water that was in the pool. Otherwise, I have a leak, which would be awful.
Oh, boy.
So, but I think we have a ruined.
I hope you don't.
We now have a ruined cover. I'll tell you that. Not good.
I would actually go after that company and see what they would have to say about a warranty on that.
Yeah, I think I will. Because what does an elephant weigh?
Oh, God.
Come on.
Probably.
This clearly didn't handle the job. We got to complain. Okay, Joe. Thanks, man.
All right, you guys have a great day.
Anybody else you want to criticize? Anything else out there?
Well, wait. Have you been watching the Olympics?
I have.
I think that there's been some distractions in the Olympics. Some of these. Here's my only complaint about the Olympics. Why do these interviewers have to talk politics? I mean, come on. They're over there trying to compete in a sport, and there's no reason to bring up politics with these Olympians. I mean, it's never been done before, I don't think, prior to this year, that the first question leading out is, what do you think of the politics going on in the U.S.? I just feel like it was a distraction to some of these athletes, especially there's a figure skater who did very poorly, who blamed actually the politics on her performance. But,
yeah.
I just think you got to keep the politics out of sports.
Well, that's never going to happen, but because it's never going to happen, and you can like it or dislike it. But think about it. When a politician wants to spread their word, what's the first thing they do? They want to have an interview during the Super Bowl or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So they take advantage of it as well. However, they're on a stage. Here's the other thing. I think a real question is for NBC, why they did not reference the booing of J.D. Vance during the opening ceremonies. That was all cut out. I watched the opening report, and it's like a wonderful response from the world as the United States comes in to the arena. But when you watch it on the Canadian channel, it showed it was booing, heavy booing. Some a little bit when the U.S. came in, but really not for the athletes, but definitely for J.D. Vance. I think they just probably didn't like his makeup, the eyeliner and stuff.
It was running, yeah.
Yeah, it was running. Yeah, he's got to wear the waterproof stuff. I don't know, Joe. I honestly have not seen many of the interviews. I've watched a few of the games and stuff, but I haven't seen many of the interviews.
Well, kudos to our women because they're dominating this year and
hockey.
They're doing a great.
And women in general. Yeah, you're right.
Women in general. I mean, look at this the luge sports, and now we got 2 medals, and not just Erin Hamlin, but there's another girl now that got a medal.
She got the bronze, so she really tied the accomplishment of Erin Hamlin. So who made the call? Pretty wild. Okay, Joe, thanks, man.
That was pretty neat.
Yep.
You have a great one.
All right, you do the same.
I thought Aaron was good on the broadcast.
I knew Joe had something when he paused before he said it. It's like, how far do I want to go? I'm thinking that's going through his mind.
Sure.
How far do I want to go with this? And he went with it. Mike this morning says, unfortunately, the elephants that they're talking about now that they warranty for your cover are ones that are on the GLP-1 drug. So they've all lost weight, apparently. All right, quick break. 8:20 at WIBX.
Possibility starts with the right financial solutions. From AmeriQ Credit Union. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
At Community Memorial, we're committed to your good health. And we're proud to offer primary care service that's close by, with 6 family health centers throughout the area. Maybe you don't have a primary care doctor right now. Call us. And definitely call if you're managing a long-term condition and you're not getting the personal attention and support you need. We're here and we're ready to help, offering compassionate care, guidance, and support for patients of all ages. And at Community Memorial, we're one big team, so you'll have fast access to additional services and specialists when needed. That's first-class community healthcare, right in your backyard. We have family health centers close to you in Cazenovia, Hamilton, Waterville, Morrisville, Munnsville, and Sherrill. And we're welcoming new patients throughout the area. For a better primary care experience, choose a team that's highly rated for patient satisfaction. Choose Community Memorial and get better.
Something old is new in the village of New Hartford. Introducing Handshake Antiques, now open at 66 Genesee Street, next to Giorgio's Village Cafe. Not your grandma's antique shop. Think clean, curated, and cool. From high-end furniture, vintage fashion, vinyl records, to oddities and all things eclectic. And we're always buying, so look in your attic or basement. And if it's old, call Handshake Antiques. Plus, inventory changes weekly, so every visit is a new find. Handshake Antiques, where it never went out of style.
The President's Day sale is on at Mattress Express. Save up to $1,350 on New York State's largest selection from New York State's largest specialty bedding retailer. Go to mattressexpressny.com.
Whatever your goals, AmeriQ has the right loan solutions to help you consolidate debt, financial reviews to help you budget for the present, and certificate rates that'll help you save for the future. Get started today at ameriq.org/possibility.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-869-2045 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-869-2045. That's 800-869-2045. What do you have to lose? Call 800-869-2045. Again, 800-869-2045.
Hurt in a car? Call William Matar. 315-444-4444.
It's time for a Utica tradition, America's greatest heart run and walk on March 7th. And on March 6th, it's the 55th anniversary of the WIBX Heart Radiothon. Sponsored by the Slocum-Dixon Medical Group this year, the Radiothon started when local runners honored the passing of WIBX personality Ralph Ellinger. They ran for 18 miles and raised money for the American Heart Association. Celebrate with us on March 6th. Hear from Slocum-Dixon doctors about ways to be healthy. Cheer on participants in the Treadmill Challenge and help fight heart disease.
Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
There's big news in the world of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Are you following this story?
I'm not. What is it, another flavor?
Nope. I got to tell you, I am sick
Another
of the flavors.
holiday, they're going to change up.
It used to be you could go to like a convenience store and you'd see all different varieties of candy. Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, the $100,000 bar. Or was it 10,000?
Was it 100 grand?
100 grand bar. 100,000, yeah, 100 grand.
Yeah. Boy, you are a boomer today.
Sorry. The Chunky bars.
Yep.
One of my favorites. Now, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, there's like 50 different varieties of them.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't like it.
I have to tell you, I know you're going somewhere, but just quickly, my mother stopped over and brought my son. It was like, it was a ho-ho, but it was red. It was something Valentine's themed. And I'll be honest with you, I would have been fine with it if it just tasted like a regular ho-ho. And it was supposedly just food coloring.
Yeah,
but it
red dye number, don't eat it.
I don't know. It was just weird.
Mm-hmm. It's the red dye, probably.
Could be.
I don't know if any of that's true, but that's what... did you see the RFK Jr. workout with Kid Rock?
No.
These people are running America.
Okay, hold on.
You just go watch it.
It's
embarrassing.
These people,
well,
Bill.
RFK is one of those who's in charge. And watch the video. Oh. And first of all, let me tell you something. How old is he? How old is RFK Jr.?
He's got to be mid-60s for sure.
You don't get that way.
Oh, no. He says he takes, was it TRT, testosterone replacement therapy?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he admits to that.
You don't get that way without drugs. Without some sort of therapy. There's
He's 72.
No way. Yeah, 72 years old.
He looks like he's 26.
Yeah. He looks
Except
like that guy on YouTube that's doing the come do my exercise. My father's 50 years old. He's got a beer belly. Yeah. And what can you do to get rid of it? Oh, I can get rid of it. Should he go to the gym and work out? No, that's bad for you. You need to try my program. Feng Shui or whatever the hell it is.
So, don't tell me, did they get naked? I'm seeing this headline on Fox News.
They were in a sauna.
It ends in a sauna and a hot tub, and
RFK's on an exercise bike.
It's just ridiculous. At one point, they blur out Kid Rock. This is like an official video put out. At one point, they blur out Kid Rock. He's flipping off the camera. I mean, what are we doing here? All of a sudden, is WWE taking over the country? This is embarrassment.
It says after the sauna workout, Kennedy jumped in a cold plunge tub while still wearing his jeans.
While wearing his jeans.
And they said he was wearing a stationary bike in the sauna wearing jeans by Kid Rock. And
it is so
push-ups.
No, yeah, I see it right here. He just jumped in one of those ice tubs.
Stupid. Back to the Reese's thing.
They got peanut butter and jelly Reese's.
They do have those. The only peanut butter and jelly I like is what the turkey joints that Nora's Candy did. Those were spectacular.
I'm a big fan of
turkey
Reese's
joints.
Peanut butter cup and turkey joints. I only liked Reese's peanut butter cups. I tried the peanut butter and jelly one a couple weeks ago.
They have a turkey joint that's peanut butter too, which is good. Chocolate and peanut butter. All right, have you noticed Reese's peanut butter cups and their varieties taste different? I got to tell you, I did have one. It's always nice when you get sick and you lose weight just by default.
Oh yeah.
Now, what I do with it from here is everything. Do I stay on the wagon or do I hop off?
No, you're going to enjoy putting it back on.
Right. That's exactly it. I'm down like 7 pounds in the last 5 days for various reasons.
So when you say a different taste on the Reese's,
listen to this.
You mean by the size?
First of all, I think with Reese's peanut butter cups, the Reese's peanut butter cup has the perfect size and ratio of chocolate to peanut butter.
Okay, but
that's
see, this
very,
is where
very
I'm
important.
going. You're talking about a peanut butter cup you buy. They look like almost at the top of a cupcake, or even the little tiny cups.
And then there's the big cup, which I also think has kind of a neat, perfect ratio between the little ones, those little things you give out at Christmas and at Easter or whatever. I do not like. They have a completely different ratio of chocolate and peanut butter.
I actually prefer those ones, though.
What is happening, however, the grandson of the inventor of the candy, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, I guess his name would be Reese, last name, and lashed out at Hershey's, accusing them of hurting the Reese's brand by shifting to cheaper ingredients in many products. Brad Reese, who is now 70, says the company replaced milk chocolate with compound coatings and peanut butter with peanut cream. Brad says he recently threw out a bag of Reese's Mini Hearts, which were a new product released for Valentine's Day. The package notes the heart-shaped candies are made from chocolate candy and peanut butter cream, not milk chocolate and peanut butter. It was not edible, he said. I used to eat a Reese's product every day. This is devastating for me and my grandfather's legacy.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I'm not surprised that they're looking to cut costs, but I feel like, especially a legacy brand like this, you got to decide: are you going to charge a little more
You got to charge more.
Right, to keep the integrity of the product. Or because I feel like they do both. Not only do they substitute the ingredients, the price still goes up and the bag still gets smaller, or the peanut butter cup still gets smaller.
My wife got a bag of these. They're like narrow hearts.
Okay.
Reese's peanut butter cup hearts, and they're kind of narrow. I thought this was the product, but I looked, and it said milk chocolate, where this says there is no milk chocolate. So I'm going to check the ingredients later again on that. And then
again, they have so many different varieties. They do like a candy bar. They have a Reese's break or something.
Yep.
There's so many different.
You got to keep at the very least keep your Reese's peanut butter cup just authentic.
Right.
Original. It's probably not the original recipe. It's still probably different than what it was back in the 1940s when they first started making them. And then finally, staying with food. Boneless wings. Are boneless wings any different from chicken nuggets? Are boneless wings chicken wings is the question. And this literally went to court.
Okay, so the answer is it's going to be no, but I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. They are not the same thing. The court ruled they are not the same thing.
In a lawsuit, a federal judge ruled that Buffalo Wild Wings can continue to call boneless wings, even though they are essentially chicken nuggets. That's really what they are. They are not chicken wings.
Yeah.
But they call them boneless wings. Actually, every pizzeria you go to today calls them boneless wings. Really what they are? Chicken tenders or chicken nuggets. That's what they are.
Yeah. That's interesting. When a few years ago when wing prices shot up, you saw everybody pushing hey, you can get 10 wings for this price or 25 boneless.
Yep.
Or 20 boneless. It was always a better deal to get the boneless wings. Yeah, it's essentially a chicken tender. Again, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but you can get any little difference, any little variety, and you can brand it however you want.
I got to tell you, after buying them and paying what you pay, I feel boned. Is that old-fashioned or boomer?
No. That was
a little more current. A little more current.
Getting edgy, Bill.
By the way, let me just tell you, be very careful. I am not a boomer.
No.
However, I was born in November of 1964. I am technically a baby boomer because of that. Had I been born in January of 1965, I would not be a boomer, which is why I'm saying my parents are boomers. I am not a boomer.
Well,
that is an insult. An insult.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to hear it again.
My favorite line, though, from this morning was we were talking about the candy bar, and you said they got the $100,000 bar, and I said, yeah, it's called $100,000. You go, yeah, $100,000.
I eat it.
I'm just naming the bar.
I eat this stuff. I don't know what it's called, for God's sakes, and I shouldn't be eating it. Yes, Lance, I shouldn't be. Tom in New Hartford.
Talking about flavor changes, Miracle Whip, which I used to adore, love it. Put it on, pineapple sandwiches or
one of my favorites.
Sandwiches, love it. So all of a sudden, it tastes different, and radically different. And now, the cheap stuff that you get for $2 a jar less at Hannaford and at Walmart, labeled salad dressing.
Yep.
Which used to be the substitute, tastes better than the Miracle Whip. So I'm writing to, I haven't done it yet because I haven't formulated the letter, but I've got to write to Kraft Foods about it and tell them to go back to the original recipe, because why should we buy this same taste stuff for $2 a jar? $2? You get $6 for this stuff. And I love the tang. It was just out of this world.
In my household, I don't know what it was like in yours, Jeff, but in my household, if my mother brought home Miracle Whip, my father would be like, where's the Hellmans?
Divorce.
Where's the Hellmans?
Really?
Yeah, big Hellmans fan.
Oh, Miracle Whip. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of whipped cream for some reason.
No, Miracle Whip.
No,
yeah.
It's the Kraft salad dressing, sort of salad dressing.
Sweet, tangy. It's not mayonnaise.
Yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, you're right. It's not the same.
You get used to that stuff, and all of a sudden you get this flavor change. Another one.
Yeah.
When Coca-Cola changed it, when it dropped its bottle size for Powerade and kept the price the same, I called down to Coca-Cola Corporation, and they gave me a very polite.
Oh, they gave him a very polite
hung up right up on him. Yep. Okay, Tom is gone. Apparently, they don't want him talking about it at Coca-Cola.
Dave in Inlet says, finally, Bill lectures us on something important, Reese's. And Tom and Holland Patton, Bill, no problem with the president having dementia, 12 to 20 million illegal immigrants, but RFK is a huge problem. Duh.
No, I think he's wonderful. In fact, God forbid anyone to say anything about this administration that is obvious to everyone. Give me a freaking break. But I think you've got your own. I mean, if Biden, you're thinking Biden was, and I believe he was, losing it, he and Trump ought to go off and play some game. You know, they'd be good playing like one of those Discovery Zone games. Like they climb into the big thing of balls and let them roll around.
Yeah, right.
The two of them would do just fine because they're both nuts, in my opinion.
Climbing the netting.
Sorry, just my opinion. RFK, he wouldn't do that. He'd be off lifting weights somewhere with. It's just the crazy. Watch the video.
I did.
And defend it. Go ahead and
weird.
defend it. Give me a break. What have we become? A group of, we are a country of apologists, and the rest of the world is laughing at us.
And Tom,
because it's a joke. This whole thing is a joke or a nightmare, however you look at it.
So Tom, I get your point about Biden and what you said there, but
I don't disagree.
Yeah,
but this isn't any better.
Yeah.
In fact, it's worse. It's worse.
We didn't even talk about, we're going to get hate mail, but I briefly mentioned this earlier in the week, the Pam Bondi thing, the testimony.
Just
why aren't we talking about the NASDAQ?
Unbelievable. That display by her was so unprofessional. She's speaking to Congress, whether she likes them or disagrees with them. Well, they were rude to her. Look through the history of congressional hearings. Never before have we seen anything like it. This is a joke. No, it's a nightmare. And I hope it ends. I really hope it ends, but I'm not sure it's going to. Quick break, 8:40 at WIBX.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley Mattress Express's President's Day sale is on from upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer. No one else in New York State has all the brands under one roof that we do. And right now, save up to $1,350 on names like Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy, Purple, Puffy, the Smart Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh & Lavish, Therapeutic, Simmons Beauty Rest, Black Serta, iComfort, Avocado, and more. A full line of spa-grade massage chairs take up to 5 years to pay with no money down for qualified buyers and no credit check payment plans. In Rome, on Black River Boulevard in the Black River Plaza. In Oneida, in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters. In New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. Go to mattressexpressny.com. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. Don't overpay for your next mattress. Come to upstate New York's largest specialty bedding retailer, Mattress Express.
Winter has officially taken over, and the cold isn't playing around. Though the weather is frigid, the deals at Steve Ponte Chevrolet in Herkimer are on fire. If your ride isn't ready for snow, ice, and everything Central New York throws at it, it's time to turn up the heat with a brand new Chevy from Steve Ponte. Right now, drive a 2026 Chevy Equinox LT all-wheel drive for just $319 a month. Need more muscle? Get into a 2026 Chevy Colorado Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with the towing package for only $299 a month. Or go big with a 2026 Chevy Silverado LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drive, just $399 a month. Warm up to a better ride today at Steve Ponte Chevrolet, your hometown Chevy dealer. Chevrolet, together let's drive. See why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevrolet. Customer must qualify top tier credit with GM Financial and qualify for the GM card. Equinox and Silverado must have Chevy lease with GM Financial and household and $3,000 down. Colorado must have select vehicle and household and $1,000 down. All taxes, fees, and first payment due on delivery. Must take delivery by February 28, 2026. See dealer for details.
80 years ago in Little Falls, a dream was built, one board at a time. Through hard work, honesty, and a commitment to doing things the right way, that dream became 3 generations strong. A lot has changed over the past 8 decades, but our promise remains the same. Quality materials and personal service you can count on. Thank you to our customers for 80 incredible years. Little Falls Lumber, built on trust since day one, and we look forward to serving you in the future.
Mostly clouds, 36 is where we're headed today. Tonight, mostly cloudy and 30. Now, Friday, some rain, freezing rain, that wintry mix, maybe some snow and sleet up until about 1 p.m., and then rain after that, high 37. Rain Friday night, some rain and snow also later. Chance for snow Saturday. Jeff Eno at the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
Oops, currently it's cloudy. Expecting a little snow today. 28 degrees at WIBX. I hit it, but nothing happened. Try it again.
You want me to sing?
Could you?
WIBX. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
All right, Wayne, stand by. I'll get right to you. During in Sarah's Flooring Outlet's inventory reduction sale, it's out with the old and in with the new. Savings up to 70%. You won't find savings anywhere else like this. They have the largest inventory and the best product. Hardwoods, laminate flooring, carpeting, vinyl flooring, whatever it is you're looking for. They have prices that are 20% off. In stock, rolls of carpet, easy to care for. In stock, vinyl remnants, 30% off. In stock, hardwood, 50% off. Plus, get an unbelievable 70% off carpet remnants. They have to make room for new product, so get to Sarah's Flooring Outlet now. See why everybody says they buy from the big store. It's in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, Route 49 Plaza, River Road, Marcy, and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. On the line now is Wayne. Hello, Wayne. Good morning.
It's me, Wayne, from Steve Pawnee Mazda. No,
Okay.
I wanted to know, is this the same RFK? Is he the one with the weird voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same guy. So it must be them chemicals or whatever he's doing to his body.
No.
Voice.
That was a worm in his brain, I believe, that happened.
Yeah, this goes back
He had
years.
a worm in his brain.
This goes back years. He's had that voice issue for quite some time. As a
Oh,
matter
he
of
hasn't
fact,
looked
Well,
like this
actually,
forever?
didn't his grandmother have the same problem? And
well, I know. Is it
I do think it runs in the Kennedy family.
is the woman from Alaska too? There's a member of Congress who I can't think of her name.
Yeah, you're talking about yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the Pepperidge Farm
Well, no,
voiceover guy?
I think she's kind of.
It's not
just a
Lisa
little bit-
Markowski that you're talking about.
Markowski.
Yeah.
I think she's kind of just gotten old. And
yeah. So no, it is different, but
I do think there's maybe a disease that causes that.
RFK at 70.
That's a disease, his voice?
I don't know. I think it was a worm in his brain. That's what he said.
And that's
No,
not
he
even a
says-
joke. Yeah,
he says
yeah.
he had a worm in his brain, and
Which affects your vocal cords.
I don't know. Apparently, it did.
So let's see here. I'm relying on AI for this. In 2010, RFK Jr. suffered from cognitive impairments, including brain fog and memory loss, which he attributed to a parasite, likely a pork tapeworm,
Yeah.
in his brain, causing
That's
a
why you
lesion.
gotta cook your pork. You gotta cook your pork, Wayne.
Yeah, I'd say that's one meat like the chicken. You really have to make sure it's done.
Yeah.
The
There's not too much. You like a little juice. There's got to be a little bit of juice. I would
Yeah, but
think.
haven't you heard of people with pork? They're doing it like a lot less
Yes.
cooked.
Yeah, almost a little pinkish.
Yeah, I haven't bought into that. But I mean, I like it juicy, but I
Yeah,
haven't bought into
yeah.
that whole leaving it like beef.
I agree.
So quickly, for 72, I mean, he looks like he could
It's
be on a magazine
unbelievable.
cover
Like,
in a
what is
fitness magazine.
Yeah, what is going on?
He's ready for WWF.
He may be, and the video looks like that. It's like Kid
he's-
Rock video. So
he is jacked.
If he had a luchador mask, Bill, he could like go into the WWF and get over.
he may very well. I'm not sure what a luchador mask is, but I'll bet it.
Hey, Wayne, maybe he's playing one of the current characters, El Gamerico.
Hey, or he could be the guy in the black suit.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel like I just moved into a new language. I have no idea.
We could
what
have
he-
him and Trump. We could have
Either
Trump,
one of you guys. Tom.
RFK, and Vince McMahon in the WrestleMania in Vegas, night 2.
Well, that I understand. All right, Wayne. Good stuff, man.
Later, guys. Have a
Okay,
good day.
thank you. Yeah,
Also-
the worm thing is not it's a parasite or a worm, tiny little, probably invisible worm in the brain that he says caused him, and I believe came from food. That's kind of the reason he's on the food kick of healthy foods.
I'm about to sneeze again. Oh, Jesus.
Well, you go over there and sneeze. Mike, regarding your Trump RFK comments, did you like kicking hornets' nests when you were a kid? No, but let me tell you something. I was not a fast runner, but I walked on, twice in my life, I've walked on a ground bee nest or a ground hornet nest.
Yeah.
I became very fast.
Yeah, wow.
Did not get stung.
Fear
Very
is a great
fast.
motivator.
It is.
J-Lo and Utica came in the show late today. I'm not sure if anyone saw the show, The Real Full Monty, last night. It raised money for men getting tested for cancer.
I wondered what that
maybe
was.
Maybe a local one next year.
Interesting. What did they do? Did they take their clothes off?
Was that the
that's
RFK
what
video we saw?
Well, that's what the Full Monty was.
Oh, yeah,
Remember
I
they
don't
were
know.
doing a show and they took their clothes off. What else do we have? Let me go over some stuff. Some NYPD cops saved a bald eagle. By the way, John Decker, great TV, White House correspondent, coming up in a second. NYPD cops saved a bald eagle that got stranded on a piece of ice in the Hudson on Tuesday. It was injured and would have died. It's now recovering at an animal rehab place in New Jersey. Here's audio from the rescue. Here it is.
His claw's bleeding too. It's all right, bro. It's all right. I think he's fine. I think we're good.
I don't want to put too tight. Just enough so we can't. All right.
Do you want to go up to the right? All right, buddy. We got you.
Wow.
Get me a little closer. I got something. Yep, we're good. Yep. And he goes.
Well, let me tell you, you better have gloves. They'll bite the crap out of you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Every afternoon, construction workers across from a hospital stop. What they're doing for one little girl. The Cleveland Clinic, this is the story, shared a feel-good story about construction workers connecting with a little girl patient. Brinley Wazelik is 4 years old and waiting for a new heart. Dear Lord. She's been spending times flashing lights and writing signs to construction workers that are working in a building across from the hospital. So they flashed lights and wrote signs of support. Here is one of the construction workers and Brinley's mom talking about the amazing act of kindness.
You know, it really changed my perspective on a lot of things. And I think a lot of the guys around here felt the same. And that connection started growing every day.
What's that? He's giving you a heart. Give him a heart. They love her. So I'm glad that we were able to do that and give her some hope too, you know.
That's cute.
Did you see the woman who won gold, her margin, and the dog jumped in? Or maybe it wasn't a woman that won. It was one of the ski races or skating races, and the dog jumped in. Was that a dog or a wolf?
It was a wolf. It was a local resident that was walking, and they got loose.
Oh, okay.
And they got onto the courts.
Someone owns a wolf up there?
Yes.
Over there?
Yes.
U.S. men's hockey team was 90 seconds away from being done in the gold medal round, beating Sweden in the quarterfinals in overtime. Here's audio.
Extra skater on for Sweden. There's Raymond. Slides it across. Score! Sweden ties it. And we are headed for overtime in Milan. Now Quinn Hughes. We played 3.5 minutes in overtime. Quinn Hughes shoots. He scores! He scores! Quinn Hughes in overtime wins it. And the United States will move on and face Slovakia in the semis.
There you go.
That's a great call.
What a call.
That's
what
a
win.
great call.
That's Kenny Albert doing the
Yeah.
call with Ed Olchuk.
I don't love Kenny Albert doing football, but that's
I love him doing hockey.
That's a great hockey call.
Yeah, it is. Large dog, here's the story. Got cheers from the crowd when it ran onto the track during women's cross country and ran across the finish line. The commentators reacted to it. By the way, it was a Czechoslovakian wolf dog named Nazgul, who lives by. His owner said he escaped from their house when they were leaving, loved the fact that everybody was running, and decided to join in in the race. Here's audio.
Croatia across the line.
Racing to the line there. The crowd clearly enjoying this.
Yeah, the biggest cheer of the day is not for any of the skiers so far. Well, that's true speed. Down the finishing straight with the local wildlife. Domesticated.
It looked like a wolf. I mean, it looked like a real wolf. YouTube's first ever video upload from 21 years ago was just acquired by a museum in London. The clip is titled Me at the Zoo and features then 25-year-old co-founder Jawed Karim at the San Diego Zoo. Here's audio of that.
All right, so here we are in front of the elephants. The cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really, really long trunks, and that's cool. And that's pretty much all there is to say.
So, boy, that was a big moment.
Yeah,
Look where
it was.
YouTube is today. I mean, we're on YouTube right now.
Is it billions of videos uploaded? And it's got to be several million a day. I mean, that was number one, huh?
That was the very first video. And the Hidden Valley Ranch jingle is now, I've got 7 minutes. First, it was someone singing Dr. Pepper, the jingle. Now, Charlotte, North Carolina resident Alandria Killian has come up with one for Hidden Valley Ranch, and it has taken off and gone viral. Apparently, they're using this jingle.
Hidden Valley Ranch. Hidden Valley Ranch. Sauce boss, they will find you. Hidden Valley Ranch will guide you. Hot wings, not without you. Hidden Valley Ranch. Hidden Valley Ranch.
Okay, I can't hear any more of this. The hell is that?
I lost my appetite.
My God, I'll never eat that dressing again. Not sure I ever have, but I won't after that. Upstate New York winters, no joke, and we deal with it. So does New York Sash. You know, in the coldest of winters, they can switch out windows, installing new windows for you in your home, and they do it one window at a time. So it can be done in the middle of the winter, and your house will not become freezing because they work efficiently, and they don't cancel because of weather. Every job done one opening at a time. Go to upstatetoughNewYork.com. That's upstatetoughny.com. And something to think about at our home, we have all New York Sash windows. They, to me and to my wife, are the best. You do see the difference in your energy bill, and boy, isn't that valuable right now. It's New York Sash. Don't wait till spring. Call New York Sash today. Visit 349 Oriskany Boulevard, Whitesboro. See the products in the store or online at newyorksash.com. And one more, if you're dealing with pain, it's the Good Feet store. People of all ages can experience levels of pain that may very well be coming from your back or your knees or your hips, but it could all start with your feet. Enter the Good Feet store. You walk in without an appointment, a no-obligation, personalized fitting, and test walk. No appointment needed. Everything is made in the USA. These are inserts and part of a 3-step system. They go into your shoes, 3 categories of arch supports with varying levels of strength and support that work together to improve and maintain proper foot alignment by exercising and strengthening muscles, tendons, and ligaments of the feet, and you don't even realize you're doing it. It's the Good Feet store, 4630 Commercial Drive in New Hartford. Anything else that you want to hit? There he is. I was waiting on Sean.
No, we will talk with, we're going to talk to John Decker right now, but we'll talk with Bruce Blakeman, candidate for governor of New York tomorrow. So
tomorrow.
Really looking forward to that. I'd love to hear what his plan is because the numbers are not in his favor. But I think you talk to a lot of people upstate, and they're not happy with the governor. So we mentioned it earlier, bail reform, and there are other issues as well. The electricity situation, she appoints the PSC, which approved the national grid hike. I think he's got a lot of ammunition, no pun intended, But the numbers are really not looking good for Republican candidates in New York right now.
John Decker is the chief White House correspondent with Gray TV, and he's on the line right now. John, good morning.
Hey, good morning to you, Bill. I hope you're doing well today.
Doing well. Great to have you here. And we got about 3 minutes. So what are you working on today? What's on the agenda?
Well, what I always work on is what the president's working on. So he's beginning his day here in Washington. He's going to address the inaugural Board of Peace meeting, which is happening momentarily at the Institute of Peace. And then the president's going to hit the road. He's heading down to Georgia. He'll be in Rome, Georgia. He'll deliver an economic speech. It's the same district that he's visiting that Marjorie Taylor Greene represented while she served in Congress, and they're having a special election right now to fill that seat.
So very interested in that because she is quite vocal these last few days, or last few weeks, really.
Yeah, I would say that last few weeks. Boy, how that relationship just really fell apart between President Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene. The president has already endorsed someone in that very crowded primary to replace Marjorie Taylor Greene. And let's face it, it's a razor-thin majority bill that Republicans have in the House, and the president wants to make certain that he keeps that seat in Republican hands, and it's a reliable Republican vote. So that's another reason, a political component for the president's trip down to Georgia today.
You really wonder that district. I would think that President Trump is, this is my take, and I wonder what yours is more popular in her district than she is, which is why she's no longer in Congress. Your thoughts?
Well, my thoughts are, the president wields an enormous amount of power in terms of endorsements. And if the president wanted to endorse someone other than Marjorie Taylor Greene, had she remained in her race running for re-election, she would have lost. I mean, it's as simple as that. That's how much power the president has.
Big stuff. All right, we'll be watching. And as I say to everybody, whenever you see the really good questions, they almost always come from John Decker.
Yes, I agree.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you, John.
Bill.
Wonderful day. Thank you.
It.
All right.
You too. Bye-bye.
Chief White House correspondent, John Decker, the Chief White House correspondent with Great TV. All right, that's it. Kilmeade is coming up next. Jimmy Fallon after the noon news. And we're back for a Friday tomorrow.
WIBX Utica Road, W295 Utica. From the WB Tate Insurance Studios, your news talk leader since 1925. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now the latest from Fox News.
It's a birthday present he did not want. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. An arrest for Britain's former Prince Andrew, who turned 66 today. The king's younger brother had already been accused by a victim in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking of underage girls.
Andrew Mountbatten Windsor was arrested this morning at his home on the Royal Sandringham estate. Police are investigating potential misconduct in public office. Documents in the Jeffrey Epstein file suggest the former Duke of York passed on confidential information to the billionaire sex offender while working as a trade envoy. King Charles, who last year stripped Andrew of his royal titles and forced him to move home, has issued a statement. He says the authorities have his full support and the law must take its course.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage in London. President Trump's also chairman of the board of peace. In this hour, he'll hold their first meeting in Washington, focusing on rebuilding Gaza after the ceasefire that stopped Israel's war on Hamas.
The original intent of the board, which will be chaired indefinitely by Trump, was to oversee the Gaza reconstruction, but has taken on a broader mandate of resolving global crises. Some see it as an attempt by the U.S. to sidestep the United Nations. Several notable absences are expected, including Britain, France, Norway, and the Vatican, all of which have declined invitations to participate.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. After the board meeting, the president will travel to Georgia, touting the economy, campaigning for Republicans.